You're listening to Hair of the Dogcast, a proud part of the Greenlit Podcast Network. Check out Hair of the Dogcast and all of Greenlit shows at greenlitpodcast.com.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 87 of the Dogcast, where we build the Mount Rushmore of the worst video game mascots of all time.
Today's the day. People have been waiting. People have been talking.
Thanks, Josh.
And we have decided beforehand Tom is not a video game mascot, so he cannot be on Mount Rushmore.
I cannot, no. But yes, I'm one of your hosts. My name is Tom. Welcome. Thank you for listening. We are joined by the full dog pound today. Let's go around the room and just introduce ourselves. Let's start with this guy right here.
Oh, hi, everybody. I'm Josh. Keep it simple. Keep it moving. I'm Josh.
Okay.
Wow.
Shit. All
Down
right.
to business.
We're on business today.
I appreciate that. Where's your
Let's go to
suit?
this guy.
Where's your suit and tie?
Hi, I'm Brad, and I'm not in a rush to do nothing today. I learned a lot on Mega Man, way too much. I did a timeline today, and then I spent about 2 hours researching very shitty video game characters.
Why would you do that to yourself?
Well, I need to do it so I can write it down and then forget about it after we podcast.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
amazing. Podcast minds just, pew,
Yep.
shit just gets in there and gets out right away. Awesome. Well, welcome to the podcast.
Happy to be here.
And then it's me, Dylan. I'm here too.
Fucking Dylan.
Dr. D, Big Tex. I go by a lot of names, but today, maybe just Dylan. I've actually been reading a book borrowed from Brad about Mega Man Robot Masters. So
I see you guys got like a regular book club thing going on.
I'm hoping to bring some real heat to the table because I've got a few opinions on certain characters.
Is that why it's sitting in Matt's car?
Is it?
That's what I heard last night in the Horrorgasmo podcast.
Well, I read it 2 days ago.
Oh my God. Well, welcome to the podcast, all normal dogcasters. But this is a very, very special program. We have special guests, our buds we haven't seen forever, YouTube royalty. We have the boys from Gaming Off the Grid. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today. It is
Thanks
so
for having
nice.
us. First off. Second off, we miss you.
Yeah.
And your bodies.
Absolutely. I mean,
too.
we miss us too.
And your beer.
And yeah, we're glad to be here and all that YouTube, all the, the sucking off type of stuff. We're not the professionals.
I hope we're allowed to cuss. Cause
Well, I mean, I wasn't going to, absolutely.
We didn't want to call you a bunch of
Somebody had
boner
to say
dogs.
it.
So you're Rob and you're Wes. Yes.
yes, for the
All right.
listening.
These are facts.
These are facts. If you watched any of our hit videos on YouTube, of which we have maybe 10 to 12 views apiece, you would have seen these fine gentlemen on a couple of those. We met at MGC a while ago. You can watch our whole backstory. We got a couple of videos online about that. But
Our awkward first date.
It was a great first date.
it was love at first sight.
Yeah.
It really was.
It was. Hearts, fireworks.
Love
it was.
I think it was love it for a sip, to be honest.
Well, it was like, do you guys like beer? And you're like, yeah. I'm like, we like beer.
Yeah, from the
what it-
Midwest? Great.
That's what it was.
going to go practice karate in the garage, and it was all set in stone at that point.
Exactly. So, gentlemen, thank you so much. I hope you're ready to strap yourselves in for a fun night.
Oh, yeah. I'd already tightened up the belt, so we're ready to go.
All right, and I hope you have some shitty mascots on deck.
We do. And we might light somebody's wick in the process, but that's okay.
All right, man.
I'm into that. Let's do it.
Yes.
Hey.
As you all know, or maybe you don't, but maybe this is your first episode, but I'm telling you that Hair of the Dogcast is a podcast about beer and video games and beer, and we drink the real live beer on this podcast, and we'll get that in a second. But more importantly, this episode is brought to you and brought to us by executive producers Brian Ward, Mark Nino, Tyler Keller, Allison Smith, and Kate Conti, and listeners such as yourself. If you'd like to consider supporting the Dogcast, Raw Dogs, or any of our content, go to patreon.com/hairofthedogcast. We've got tiers for every budget. Dylan loves it when you support us. He rings a bell every time we get a new Patreon. And on that note, we wish to extend a
Just
warm
to give
welcome.
them wings.
Yeah, they get their wings. Little dog.
You guys have a lot of executive producers. How do they keep it all? How do they not fight each other?
They haven't reached the right tier yet.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, at the $100 level, it becomes blood sport.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, between the executive
I'm excited for
producers.
that day.
Yeah. We do want to wish a warm welcome to the Dogcast family, to our new patrons, Camellia Holmes and Jake Murphy. Happy to have you here, and thank you so much for your support. If you do not have any bonus bones to spare, that is okay too.
Bones.
You get it?
Yep.
It's like a plan.
That was so bad.
So that means money.
You guys, stop it.
Ding.
But yeah, you're right. Yes, it does mean money. Thanks, Wes. Yeah. If you don't have any bones to spare, that's okay too. You know, we're happy just to have you here. You know that, you big lugs. But if you can maybe share the podcast with your friends, maybe give us a review on one of your podcast services of choice, positive, preferred.
Preferably Apple Podcasts, though, because that'll get us the most traction.
Yes.
We're strictly about traction here, right, guys?
Traction and friction.
And Steve Jobs still
Yeah,
has friction.
spark it, you know? Yeah.
But you know what they say,
Yeah.
too much traction and you'll tip the truck.
Tom, are you taking part today?
I'm going to drink after the podcast, if I do.
Dry
Wow.
Tomuary.
And
All right.
I'm doing dry January, guys, if you didn't know. I'm on day 17, 18, whatever it is.
That's awesome.
How many
He's
does that
dry,
mean you
he's
got
not
left?
moist.
Oh, I doubt
30
that.
Yeah.
10, 11,
Turns out a
12,
month is a very long time, but
It
I'm
is.
staying strong and I will make it.
Good job. I
You
made
got a
it 9
long way to
days.
go, buddy.
There'll be a new president before I'm done.
There is that.
Speaking of president,
I mean,
have a
maybe.
beer.
Yeah, Josh, let's get to the beer drinking.
We are drinking Dylan and or I are drinking a Cali Creamin' Vanilla Cream Ale, creamsicle from Mother Earth Brewing Company.
Ooh.
Yeah, it is floating at 5%. Supposed to be a sessionable chug-a-lugger, sip dippler. We'll call it that.
Very nice.
Here, you can have a little bit more, Dylan, because there's more for us. And
Yeah.
You're trying to get laid tonight.
I need a beer tonight.
Dylan's 2 hands
before I
in
get
already.
laid.
He's ready to go.
But yeah, so
Sounds delicious.
wait, what are you guys drinking over there? I
We're
need to drink
drinking
some things.
Dragon Fandango by Toppling Goliath. It's a beer with mango, passion fruit, and dragon fruit. And it's
yes, it
delicious.
is. It's like straight juice.
Oh, it's so good. So
And also, if you didn't know, the reason we got on well with the Gaming Off the Grid guys is because they like beer as well. So
we don't just like it.
We are beer.
A bunch of bearded guys who love beer. It's almost as if we're a stereotype.
Yeah, IPAs, man.
Yeah, man.
so good. All right, guys.
24/7, 69 days a week.
Before we get into
69 days a week.
Ooh, you caught that.
All right.
And this is my first sip, guys.
he's here all night, everybody. Yeah, before we get into a little bit of news, let's check on New Year's resolutions. Any overachievers get
Wait.
any done?
Tom, are you just trying to bring this up because you finished something and you want to talk about it?
No, of course. Yes. Yeah.
What did you finish?
What'd you do?
I built. Well, I'm almost there. I'm not quite there, but I did end up building the Lego NES set.
That was your resolution?
Well, no. Tom does this thing.
To build a
No.
Lego
We're getting
set?
small here.
And
at
this
the
whole
dock.
thing,
Okay.
this whole thing was his
No,
idea.
no. Well, the thing is, Tom buys everything and doesn't open the boxes. Like he had a PS5 in a box, so I think it's still in a box.
Still in a box.
He doesn't open anything, so I made him open his Lego Nintendo because it was driving me and Dylan fucking crazy.
If
Yeah.
you're going to buy toys and you don't play with them, that makes you a hoarder. That's my rule.
Or a horror.
I got him a Cuphead
horror.
Arby's Happy Meal toy. He didn't even open it.
Well, it's not in a box. It's in a bag.
Yeah, but you, gotta
Yeah, but you
take
didn't
out the
open
bag.
it.
It's a nice bag, though.
Tom,
Let me
that's,
tell you.
Tom, that is psychotic.
I have a problem.
Sometimes you don't get time to open bags, man. You get
Yeah.
busy.
But
you
I
need
did,
help.
I did put together the Lego NES, and it's like actually like the first Lego set I've ever done
Really?
ever.
Are you
What the
kidding me?
fuck, Tom? No wonder
I'm
you're
serious, yeah.
You definitely
He's
strike
got a-
me as more of a Lincoln Log type of guy.
Oh, what? Because he's old?
A little more.
No, I mean,
Fuck all you.
well, that's so surprising because that's not beyond like our age gap. That's
He's got a lot of Lego sets. He hasn't opened any of them, though.
I was a poor child.
I mean, I got a Lego set
I had
at
the.
Christmas.
I didn't even have the Duplo blocks when I had like the fucking Sam's Club version of the Duplo blocks growing up. So I never had Legos. But I'll tell you what, I really enjoyed my time. It was nice. It was calming.
Can I ask you a serious question?
Yeah,
How long did it take you?
just one. It took about 5 hours, maybe a little bit longer. Are you laughing at me?
What's the average build time?
I don't know. I didn't look
10.
it up.
He's
It doesn't
an
come in
Iron Man.
hours.
Probably an hour.
Lego
Probably an hour.
Yeah.
There's actually a website that tells you what the average build time for a lot of this stuff is. I got the Razor Crest from the Mandalorian.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
That actually took me about 2.5 hours, something like that.
Okay.
I may be stupid though, so it.
It says the average build time is 6.5 hours, Tom. So you are actually a gifted
He's a
individual.
Lego maniac.
Compared to the other
okay, I
10-year-olds
think I
building
laughed at
things,
I
you're
would,
doing good.
I would move to the Mega Mall if I was you and see if you can work at Legoland.
All right, guys. See you later. Peace out.
It's actually a really cushy.
We found
job
your
for me.
calling.
Thanks, guys. I'm glad you were here for that.
So you completed one of yours.
Yeah, I still have to build a TV, and I think that time probably involves.
Wait, so you
So you
wait?
didn't-
Yeah, you're not.
you didn't complete it.
I said that. No,
No, you said it like under your breath. You're bragging about
TV's
not
the biggest
finishing a
part.
Lego set.
okay, all right.
You gotta stick a beer.
But I
between
did try
there,
building
son.
a TV, and then I found out that I'm missing pieces, and they're very important pieces, so I had to go to the Lego. And
Oh no, shit! Really?
So it's like Schrodinger's piece. You would not have known you were missing one if you never opened the box. So by
Yes.
opening the box, this caused unhappiness.
wow,
Screwing
I'm
Yeah.
curious. Like,
you've been playing near.
Yeah, I've been playing too much near.
Yeah, it's pretty deep, man.
you know, it's rare these days that they actually leave pieces out.
Yeah, I'm kind of pissed because they were actually important pieces.
They actually only made 4 sets with missing pieces, and they're like highly collectible.
Yeah, and I opened it. Chris.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that was
Did
your
you miss the
that was your
golden-
meal ticket.
And now that it's open, it's not worth anything.
Right. Shit. I think basically the moral of the story is I think I like Legos. So it only
like
took
how you're
me
You
just
like
out
Lego?
42 years on this mortal
Hold
coil.
on. Lego. It's always Lego. It's never Legos.
Shut the fuck
it's
up.
always Lego.
Let go of my ego.
I'll punch you in the mouth.
Captain
Go for it.
Waffle.
Chin in the mouth.
All right.
What?
You guys want to do some news?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, we never watched the news, but yeah. So fill us
This
in.
is important stuff.
Is it
Yes.
breaking news?
It's yes.
Breaking news.
This just in.
That's
Video
right.
games are cool. We like Legos. That's the news.
Oh shit!
Join us next week.
Now, here's the weather.
Let's start with the probably the big one here. The Disney Electronic Arts exclusivity agreement appears to be coming to an end as Disney announced the creation, or return rather, of the Lucasfilm Games brand, a brand that will encompass games based on Lucas properties developed by other third-party studios. As a side note, Lucasfilm Games was actually the original name of the software company founded by George Lucas in 1982, which later became LucasArts. So for us old codgers, it harkens back a lot of nostalgia.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
And,
LucasArts is
it's
awesome.
Did you guys hear about this?
No.
Didn't.
And I'm kind of confused on what it means.
So there's an exclusivity deal that Disney made with EA in 2013 that said that only EA can make Star Wars games or Lucas games for 10 years. And I think they had the option to re-up EA so they can just kind of in perpetuity keep making games exclusively. But that doesn't seem to be the case anymore.
I'd say that's a
because-
wise play.
Yeah, so it expires in 2023, but within the span thus far, I think most people would probably say that the deal has been a disappointment, probably to say in the best circumstances. 'cause-
What's it? 2 games in 7 years?
Kinda.
3.
3, 4.
4, yes. So they came out with Battlefront 1 and 2, Jedi Fallen Order, and
Rogue
the Squadrons game that just came out this year.
yeah.
I mean, that's not a lot of games, but those games are awesome.
They get a lot of hate, honestly, because of the microtransaction stuff.
Yeah,
Right?
well,
Is that what it
Battlefront
is?
2 is a disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least there's a
I've yet to
campaign,
play a
apparently.
Battlefront game.
Yeah.
That game has severe balancing issues. I got it for
So-
free on Xbox Game Pass. The multiplayer is screwed up the wall. It's pretty rough.
Yeah.
I played the first one's multiplayer. I had fun.
Yeah, but it every single moment there's always a hero on the field.
Yeah.
And it kind of ruins the pace of a battle.
And-
Before it was more of an event.
They can never catch me.
I don't know. This is coming off like when you use the Battlefront name too. I'm thinking of the original Xbox titles, which I was very fond of. Battlefront
you
1
mean
and 2.
PlayStation 2 titles?
Yeah, you mean PlayStation 2.
Ah, okay. Whatever. Plebeians.
Dicks.
What
Yeah,
about
but, like, I remember
the
this-
Lego Star Wars games. Those don't count?
That's Traveler's Tale.
Those
so
were
that's a
not
little
EA.
different.
So now
But it's Star
NFL
Wars.
needs to follow suit.
Yeah, but they're still Lego games.
No, but
Right.
NFL needs to follow suit and drop Madden. EA
So I guess
exclusive.
that I guess that technically is part of the exclusivity deal. Sorry. Yeah, I think that is part of it then. So technically, they only saw the release of The Force Awakens Lego one. That would have been the only one I can think of. There haven't been any other ones.
It could
They're
be.
going to
There's
release
one coming, the Skywalker
the
saga.
Skywalker saga. Yeah.
And there's like
Did you
30
say
of them
Sega?
on PS3.
Yeah.
You say Sega instead of Saga?
Yep.
He grew up in the middle of nowhere. Give him a break.
Sega. And to go along with the 4 games that were released thus far, there's also been at least 3 canceled games that we know of, including Amy Hennig's Project Ragtag, which is supposed to be like a third-person Uncharted-style Star Wars game.
Wait. Yeah. Okay.
Which Jedi Fallen Order kind of maybe filled that void a little bit.
Which I loved.
It's a pretty good game. You guys play Jedi Fallen Order?
I just got it this Black Friday, but I haven't played it yet.
Okay.
I've heard
yeah.
good things.
Yeah,
It's very good.
It's not bad. It's one of those games where I'm like, this is really good. Can't wait for the sequel. You know,
Yeah.
they're really going to do a good job. Yeah, I really like that game a lot.
Well, I don't know if if this was on your list, but Ubisoft is creating a Star Wars open world game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ubisoft was one of the people to first get this new licensing agreement, and I guess they're working on it. It's probably not going to arrive for another 3 years, but
I've heard rumors Assassin's Creed Bespin Cloud City is what it's going to be.
oh, so we're all just Lando or Lobot.
You play as Lobot.
Just standing in one spot.
I've got the ice cream machine.
There you go. Yeah, so Dylan, like you said, as soon as Disney made this announcement, almost immediately, or maybe the day after, that's when there was a trailer that harkened back to Indiana Jones, and then it was revealed that Bethesda and Machine Games, the people that made the new Wolfenstein games, are working on an Indiana Jones game. So
Okay.
it was just a teaser trailer, but I was like, oh yeah.
Hopefully that means they're finishing the Wolfenstein trilogy.
Yeah, I mean, you would think they would have to do that. I'm sure I think the Indiana Jones game is very early in development.
Todd Howard is the director.
Executive
Really?
producer, I believe, yeah.
Are you sure?
He's executive something, but
Okay.
he's not directly
Executive
hands-on.
director.
There you
Okay.
go. I believe him. I believe the man.
Let's go with it.
So yeah, I was really excited about that. And then the following day, yeah, that's when the news came out that Ubisoft is making a Star Wars game, and the team that did The Division is making it Massive. Ubisoft Massive is doing that one. So yeah, man, I'm ready for some Indiana Jones. I know a lot of people were like, "Do we really need an Indiana Jones game?" And I was like, "Yeah."
So
This
do you
sounds-
think this...
Sounds
It's
awesome.
going to take place in a nursing home, from what I've heard. Takes place after Kingdom of the
Feed him
Crystal Skull.
applesauce, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Get off my lawn! I hate
What-
snakes."
You know, Uncharted, basically, right? That's what that was supposed to be, basically. Yeah, right?
Kinda.
A little
Yeah.
more rough and tumble, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, there was a Mad magazine that I read when they were still making it. It would have been when I was in high school, and this was around the time of Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, right?
The best
Yum.
Indiana Jones.
And it was literally a cover to the next movie, and it said Indiana Jones and those damn kids are on my lawn again. And it was him throwing his shoe at a bunch of kids in his yard. But what do you think this is going to be, Tom? Do you think this is going to be, and you guys too, do you think this will be a third-person type of game, or do you think it's going to be a first-person, as is the kind of Bethesda way?
I think it
gotta
almost
be
has to be a
third.
third person
You got to see the character.
Yeah.
for the swashbuckling action.
I don't want to use a whip in first person. It just doesn't sound like it'd be right.
Have you ever played
Unless
City
they
of
prove us
Brass?
wrong.
No.
Okay. City of Brass was okay. It proves that it can work. It's just not a great game.
Yeah, I've seen a porn movie with a title almost like that.
Although I wouldn't mind
City
getting
of
Marianne
Brass.
Ravenwood in first person.
Okay, Tom.
So Disney did say there will be more announcements kind of being doled out through the year as we go along. So, even though these games are...
Howard the Duck?
It could be. I believe it's
Okay.
part of the MCU.
Ah, okay.
So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. So presumably these games will be coming in 2023 or later. It just, I don't know, it was kind of interesting that Disney was not waiting to announce these or letting people announce
It's kind
them.
of crazy they're announcing it 2 years early.
Yeah.
That's
2 years.
That's a long time.
It is. And it's also like 2 years until the exclusivity deal is,
How many times can you say that?
oh man, none apparently.
It's a rough word.
I'm sorry. Yeah. The exclusivity deal expires in 2 years. So EA's got, it's got the football for the next 2 years, literally.
And they
But
will do nothing with it. Maybe Fallen Order 2.
Fallen Order 2 has been pretty much confirmed, if not just
It's sold way too well not to.
Yeah, there'll be another Battlefront, and EA will still be making games. They came out and said like, "Hey, we're still making games. They're not just going to new studios."
I swear.
Yeah,
Yeah, and everyone will abandon EA as they should. So.
Not FIFA.
Fifi?
No, they're making too much money off of that license.
yeah.
It's
So
gross.
I guess my question to everybody here: is there any particular game you want to see, or like any particular studio you want to see make a particular Lucasfilm property game? Like, do you want to see a Red Tails game, a Willow, a new Willow fucking first-person shooter?
I think
Battle
Knights of the
Royale.
Old Republic, either getting a new
Yes.
entry or even a remake would be awesome. And then I'm pretty sure, but maybe I'm going off the beaten path here, but isn't Zombies Ate My Neighbors a LucasArts
It is
game?
LucasArts.
Yeah, that's a good pull, man.
It would be sweet if they remade or continued some N64 games. Like Shadows of the Empire was a fantastic game on the N64.
That would be cool.
That'd be so sweet. I don't
At
know.
Hoff level though.
Major remaster.
But I
Of
would,
Shadows of the Empire? I mean, it's not canon.
Yeah.
I doubt it. Are we sure we want to see the continued adventures of Dash Rendar?
Yeah, I don't think Disney will do anything that's outside of canon as a remake.
Right.
Whatever they do, they might do a new version of Knights of the Old Republic that has canon things involved, but they've made very clear like they're distancing themselves from things that they don't want to be a part of their Disney universe.
exactly. Yeah, and every game that comes out has to be canon. At least that's what they've said since they acquired Lucasfilm. But
And Battlefront had a pretty decent in-canon storyline, but I find the mechanics of that game bewildering at points. I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, that is the Disney news for the week. We'll see how it all shakes out, but I'm happy that EA doesn't have exclusivity
Elucidated.
anymore.
Yeah.
So we'll see what can happen. And I'm with you. I want to see the Knights of the Old Republic.
That'd be really sweet.
Even though EA owns BioWare, they could have.
Well, they just
did it.
introduced a new era in the Star Wars universe. It's called...
Is it just the High Republic?
that's it, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Where they're not even fighting like the Sith or anything. They're fighting like alien plant monsters and pirates.
Pirates.
Yeah, like space pirates. Going full Metroid, baby.
I want a restaurant simulator with Dexter Jetster from Attack of the Clones. That's really the only game. Like an overcooked Dexter Jetster game.
I don't know anything you're talking about.
Yeah,
You control all of his four arms?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All
and
right.
you have to keep his gritty hair from getting in the soup?
And then Obi-Wan shows up and you have to talk shit at him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah, let us know out there if you have any ideas of what games you would like to see and any particular studios you want to see make any Lucasfilm property into a game. We'd love to hear your comments. Moving on. You guys want to talk some Nintendo? Anybody heard of Nintendo?
What's Nintendo?
It's a trading card company from Japan, right?
Hanafuda.
Yes.
Hanafuda. Yeah, Nintendo's acquired Canadian developer Next Level Games. Next Level has collaborated with Nintendo frequently in the past, and their last game being the critically, commercially well-received and Dogcast approved Luigi's Mansion 3, which is a very good game.
Haven't played it yet.
Yeah. Oh, you haven't?
Nope.
We haven't, but we haven't played it yet.
Oh, yeah.
I'll let you borrow mine, Brad.
I've never played any Luigi's Mansion game, surprisingly.
You're going to love it.
This is
I'll
the
let
only
you
one I
borrow
ever
it.
played.
Wait, I
The
played the
first one.
arcade one. The arcade one was fun, but that's the one I played.
Oh, with the vacuum?
Yeah.
I haven't done that. That looks so much fun.
Yeah, I was super geeked out when I saw it. Had to play for a while. Carly didn't get it, but she had fun watching me have fun.
Sure. I know
Sure
I
she
said it a
did.
bunch, and I think I've told Josh this, but it's the best Ghostbuster game that's come out in a few years for sure.
It's true. Yeah.
So, previous games that they've worked on or developed: Luigi's Mansion's Dark Moon
Dark
for 3DS, Super Mario Strikers, and Super Mario Strikers Charge for
What?
the Wii.
They were in charge of Strikers?
Yeah.
That's the best soccer game, hands down.
The GameCube one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
hands down.
I rented it once.
I'll agree with you. Yeah,
It's
I've
amazing.
Never played it. Is
It's
it?
amazing.
Well, you're going down.
Now the Wii one, meh, it's okay, but the GameCube one,
Okay.
simplistic bliss.
Chef's a kiss. All right. Well, these guys did the Wii one, so it probably suck.
That's all I do.
They worked on Punch Out for the Wii as well, and Metroid Federation Force for the 3DS.
Punch Out for the Wii was really good, especially if you had the Wii balance board.
Oh,
because you could step into punches and you
that's
could
cool.
step out.
that's one I always wanted to play, and I did not.
I beat
Now, Wes, I know you like Punch Out a little bit.
Yeah, you know Death Ring, right?
I didn't. I know Death ran it up to the last guy. I tried doing a stream where I know Death ran all 3 Punch-Out games, and I got NES and Super done like perfect. And
Which they're the hardest game.
then when I got to the Wii one, I was all the way to what's his nuts? I think Sandman's the last guy, maybe. I can't remember. But yeah, I beat him eventually, but I didn't know Death run it.
I didn't beat the game. Because I was using the Wii balance board. I got really sweaty, and even my big ass thick eyebrows can't catch the amount of sweat that was dripping down my
Nice.
face.
That's awesome. Yeah, I want to play that. Wes, what was your time to beat for the NES and the SNES run?
I've never timed them. I just know that I can no death run both games like whenever. I do it like probably once every couple weeks. I love both those games. But yeah, I've never put a clock on it. I've clocked my.
Now he's shaking his head. He's giving like
That's because I've never beat him. So
I'm right there with you then.
That goddamn glass.
I've only ever like clocked myself in Super Mario Bros. The first one, but that's the only game I've ever like messed with.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dabbled in speedrunning?
That's the only game I've ever done it in. I can get it done in about 7 minutes on the reg, but
Right on.
but getting sub 7, I've never done that, and that's most decent people can. So
most decent people.
You're better than all of us. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, but yeah, no, good for you, man. Yeah, I think you should time yourself.
yeah, I should do it.
Carly always tells me it's not a race, but I don't know what she's talking about.
Yes, it is. On the subject of Nintendo, this next story here, it was just something I found actually to be kind of funny. So Bloomberg, the website, recently published a bit of like an oral Xbox retrospective, which contained interviews from many members involved with the Xbox business through the years. And one of the most fascinating anecdotes and funny anecdotes that I came across was Microsoft's former director of third-party relations. His name's Kevin Backus. He recounted his experience trying to see if Nintendo would be open to a potential acquisition by Microsoft in the early 2000s. This was prior to the Xbox releasing. So this was Microsoft attempting to try to buy Nintendo.
Yeah, good luck, buddy.
Yeah. So Kevin had a quote. He's like, Steve Ballmer, the CEO of Microsoft at the time, said, Steve made us go meet with Nintendo to see if they would consider being acquired, and they just laughed their asses off. Like, imagine an hour of somebody just laughing at you. That was kind of how that meeting went.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah. And I just got the visual of just being in this like sterile, conference room, just a big ass boardroom.
And then like someone walks in with coffees and then they say it to them and that person joins in with the laughters.
They're just sitting around like,
Hey,
Start
Brad.
telling people in the cubicles.
Yeah.
yes.
Laughing.
You're like,
Hey, Ted, get a load of this.
This guy just asked
His
if you
name's
could buy
always Ted.
Nintendo.
yeah. I mean, I just got the visual of everybody erupting into laughter at the same time,
That was a dumb idea.
Well, it was a good idea, but I mean,
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it was a good idea.
you miss
but
100% of the shots you don't take. You might as well.
Yeah.
That's
Throw it
that's
out
a great
there.
attitude. Yeah, no, that's absolutely right. And Microsoft at the time, they were just entering the business. Nintendo wasn't doing the best at the time either, so it seemed like they were at the right time for each other. But there's some things that money just cannot buy. I don't think Nintendo would ever sell themselves anywhere. Josh, do you have a beer?
I got a beer. Let's just keep the beer thing going. Today.
Wait, what are you guys drinking?
We already talked about it.
Well, are you
Not
still...
on
You only
the
drink
face.
one?
Well, yeah, we're still working on that one.
We're sharing.
Okay.
Yeah,
guys are
I
not
got
friends.
Moore Brewing's Huntley Hellas. It's like a lightly hopped lager, 4.5%.
Where's more from?
Moore is from Illinois.
Okay.
And they make fabulous fucking beer. Very good.
Awesome.
Very good. Very good stouts. Very good hazies, milkshake IPAs.
Ooh, I like
You
milkshake
know.
IPAs.
Yeah.
You do.
Me
We like
too.
you too.
Yeah, you do.
You should order some from Eagle Park.
Yeah, next time you guys are in town, I work for like the best brewery in Wisconsin now. I'm going to make it rain milkshake IPAs on you.
Eagle
Badass.
Dream City.
So after that meeting where everyone laughed at the Microsoft guys, Microsoft still attempted to work with Nintendo with forming a potential. They were exploring a potential hardware partnership. This was before the GameCube was being developed or had been developed.
Wait, what year did you say this was again?
This is 2000.
Well, the Dolphin would have already been in development for a while.
This was before. So unless they
Wait,
were
they
doing
created
a
it
Skunkworks thing.
They created the GameCube in less than a year?
Possibly. So there's
Interesting timeline.
there's a quote here.
No.
This is from former head of business development Bob McBreen. He said, "We actually had Nintendo in our building in January 2000 to work through the details of a joint venture where we gave them all the technical specs of the Xbox. The pitch was their hardware stunk, and compared to Sony PlayStation, it did. So the idea was, listen, you're much better at the game portions of it with Mario and all that stuff. Why don't you let us take care of the hardware?" But it didn't work out.
Wow, inviting someone over and telling them that they suck, like that's a great tactic as well.
They gave Nintendo all the details of their hardware,
Yeah.
and then Nintendo released the GameCube.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. So,
Which the GameCube was the most
coincidence?
graphically powerful of the three systems.
And it's one of my favorite game systems of all time.
Yeah.
That's just because you like things with handles on them.
Yeah, I do. That's why I love you.
Yes. Also mentioned in the article are other failed attempts to acquire companies like EA, Midway, and how close they actually got to buying Square. I don't know if you guys knew how close Microsoft was to buying Square Enix.
I guess I didn't know that.
Yeah, they had pretty much the business documents all.
So they just didn't want to. They were just
They
not
were
wanting to
throwing-
come up with their own ideas.
They were
Right,
throwing
they were just
everything
trying to buy their way in.
They're like, let's just. We got money. Our ideas suck ass, but we'll buy some ideas.
Well,
All
I
got
think
is Halo.
I think you're going to see in our discussion about failed mascots that there were a lot of early 2000s Xbox exclusives in there, and they absolutely failed.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting.
Oh yeah, it'll be great. And then just to put a pin in this story, Ed Freeze, who was kind of heading up Xbox at the time of its fruition, he recounted Bill Gates' reaction when he did the first presentation to Bill Gates. Freeze said, after the presentation, quote, "Bill throws the PowerPoint deck down on the table and says, 'This is a fucking insult to everything I've accomplished at this company,'" end quote. So,
Wow.
That's why they call him Wild Bill.
He's Wild Bill.
He can
Man.
jump over a chair, man.
He can be a little irascible, that guy. But I just thought that was kind of funny. And there you go. It's a great article. If you like the oral history kind of things.
Is it possible we
Love
could put that
oral.
in our show notes?
Nope.
Okay.
No.
I don't know how to do that.
Okay.
You used to, I mean, you do have pretty good show notes, don't you? I quit trying to do that after like 2 episodes.
I don't think most people don't care. They'll either listen to it or they won't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you want.
I mean, just yeah.
We should
Or go
just
to Bloomberg.
like mislink everything and have it take to weird spots of the internet and see if anyone makes a comment, so we could find out if anyone checks out the show notes.
Yes.
Well, they will now.
Yeah.
Brad's all about subliminal messaging.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Find out about the Dogcast secret worst mascots that they created.
Ooh,
There you go.
it's coming.
Link.
Speaking of weird links,
Link was a
Dark
good
Link.
mascot.
I want to acknowledge that yesterday was the 10-year anniversary of the Honey Badger video. I don't know if you guys
Oh, yeah.
look at that little fuck.
What about the honey badger video?
20 years old, I guess.
Turned 10
Social
years old
media
yesterday.
thing.
What's a
When
honey
was
badger?
Chocolate Rain?
I forgot how it went. I know it's a
Tavon
thing.
Zonde or something?
Look at that
right?
little sleepy little fuck. Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
a video. Of,
Slithery
That's his name.
snake.
check it out. Just YouTube.
Wait,
Honey
you've
Badger.
never seen the Honey Badger video?
I never heard of it.
That was so prescient.
That was
in,
so
So 10
2011.
years ago.
yeah.
I was too busy watching shoes.
Oh my god, shoes.
yeah. I guess, yeah.
I love
These shoes are
shoes.
$200.
All right, and finally, here's a nice little heartwarming tale of gamers coming together for a good cause. Recently, a torii gate at the Watasumi Shrine on the real, actual Tsushima island of Japan was destroyed by a typhoon. But thanks to the crowd-funded contributions of a large number of fans of the hit PlayStation game Ghost of Tsushima, the crowdfunding campaign raised $234,000, or over $234,000, so over the 500% of original crowdfunding goal, thanks to video gamers around
yeah.
the world.
See,
So,
gamers are cool people.
yeah, hey, we can do things sometimes besides argue.
If we put our money to it.
Yeah, I'm sure they went right back to arguing after they came together.
Yeah.
And calling people the N-word. Yeah.
Oh,
And
jeez.
yeah, but for
Oh, yeah,
30
Xbox
seconds they came together.
I called
And-
it N-word a lot.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So, in addition to restoring the gate, there will also now they have enough money to put up a stone monument that contains the names of everyone who donated
No fucking way.
over 10,000 yen.
That is so cool.
Which is approximately $100.
Are you jealous you didn't
100.
donate?
No, I don't have money to give. No.
So
You're
it's kind of cool.
podcast.
Like, have you guys played Ghost of Tsushima?
Negative.
Okay.
I got it for my brother for Christmas, but I haven't played it.
Oh, good for you. That's very nice of you.
Yeah.
It's a good game. You should borrow it from him someday. I don't know. There's tons of gates, tons of these torii gates in there, so you know it when you see it.
Well, that's actually pretty inspiring too. And man, I wish gamers would have passions for anything else sometimes but gaming, because the world could be actually pretty cool.
Right? One can dream.
Oh yeah. Well, good luck with that. Yeah.
Especially today. So that's all I had for the news. Did you guys have anything?
I don't think anything's getting announced, really.
I read some leaks about the next Mario Kart game.
Oh, really?
I was just reading that they were supposedly from established leakers. You would know more. I forget the name, though. I didn't remember to read that close to it. But it said it was from someone who's
He's
done...
got a fucking name. I forget. I did it. I believe I sourced him in the last episode. But
apparently Nintendo for the next Mario Kart is thinking about having more of a Smash Brothers approach to it, with more franchises
characters.
getting to pile in. They're finally ready to open the floodgates.
They
and
might as
make it.
well.
Bogard.
I've been saying it for a long time. It's basically going to be Nintendo Kart.
Yep, and I hope that's true what I read.
That's gonna be sweet because the new Smash Bros with all the characters is so awesome.
Yeah.
So awesome.
Don't play that on a small TV if you want to see what character you're picking these days.
Only if you're doing like an 8-person match.
They make small TVs still?
I guess. I don't know. I'm just saying, don't do it. Don't do it. I think there was like a Cyberpunk apology video.
It's only $30 now at Best Buy, right, Josh?
Yeah.
Josh just took a picture of that.
$29.99.
Heavily
Cyberpunk.
discounted. Yep.
By the way, I played an hour of Cyberpunk 2077.
You did the character creator? How big's your dong?
He's playing it
My
on
dong
the...
is the biggest dong.
Customize your dong.
I'm going to tell you this: the dongs just don't get big enough.
Wow. I could have told you that.
Is that Allie's opinion?
No, Allie was watching me create it, and I'm like, check this shit out. And I take a picture of it, and I'm like, this ain't nearly big enough. I thought I was able to customize. There's 3 options. There's like what everyone claims they aren't.
The average male, what they say,
Yes, and then like,
and then porn.
and then actual like, Nolan or
Nolan North size.
yeah, let's say that.
It looks like Norland North?
No, what's the name
That'd
of
be
that
fucked up.
famous Peter North? Peter North size.
What about Ron Jeremy?
Yeah.
He's disgraced now.
His hot.
Turns out he did bad things.
Well,
I'm highly surprised.
Yeah.
I mean, I never thought his was that
look at
big.
him.
He's got that
I found him to
trustworthy
just be
face.
charming.
All right. Well, on that note, now normally we would go into what we're playing, but I think we're going to save that for the next podcast. But gaming off the grid, Wes, Rob, we want to know what you're playing, because I've been kind of trying to keep track of your live streams, and you've been playing Burnout lately.
Burnout Revenge. You betcha.
How's that going for you?
Going well. It's
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
God,
Those
it's-
games are addicting.
Oh man, yeah.
So we're bouncing between Burnout Revenge and the NES Remix Pack.
On the Wii U.
See, that's right. Yeah, you
Two
guys
games
almost
that are like doing crack. It's just
yeah.
you can't stop.
I want to say you guys almost made me want to get my Wii U out of the closet, because
Why
when
is it in the closet?
it's where it wants to be. But when you
Because
started,
its father doesn't approve.
yeah, I saw you guys were playing the NES remix games, and I had them on my Wii U, and I'm like, oh fuck, I forgot I had those, and those were really fun.
Oh, there's
Yeah,
so much.
tons of fun.
So I just want to give you guys.
And some of the levels, like we go for like the rainbow 3 stars, like the perfect. Oh god, it's hard.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Did you guys ever play the NES remix games?
Just once with you, I think.
Okay.
But I actually don't think I have it, so I think it was with you. But I definitely always aim to get it. Hopefully, there's a Switch re-release or something. Is there 2 of those or just
There's,
one?
I think. There's
Yeah,
two
so there's
there.
the Ultimate one on the DS. But the one on the Wii U is the only one that has Remix Pack 1 and Remix Pack 2 in entirety. And it's got the original Super Mario Bros. Backwards.
Yes.
And it's got the Nintendo World Championships on it, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool. Dude, playing Mario backwards is a lot harder than it
Oh, it's
sounds.
unreal. It's like writing your name with your left hand or
Yeah.
right hand, whatever hand you're not.
It's like muscle memory, and I go to play it, and I missed the first jump, and I was like, "What?"
Okay.
It
I
is
didn't play.
weird.
Is it like just playing it right to left? Then
It's just flipped. It's just
Yeah.
weird.
okay. Yeah.
It's weird.
Maybe I'll have to bust it out.
Do you play as Luigi when you do that? Or is it Mario still?
I think it's Mario's. I can't remember because there is a Super Luigi Bros on there. Maybe
Yeah,
that's it. I don't know. That might be the.
Okay.
But yeah, I can't
I'm a-
remember.
I'm a big fan of the remix packs too. I have the 1 and 2 thing for the Wii U, and it's great getting bite-sized chunks of all these Nintendo games, and you unlock a new one you've never heard of, and turns out the game is kind of garbage, but you learn how to play it, and it's actually a little fun.
Like what's the one that I hate? Wario's Woods or whatever. That game sucks.
Yeah. Or there's, I think it's Clue Land, when we have to like grab right or left on the board, and it just took so hard. It was so hard for my brain to wrap around what you're supposed to do.
Guys, maybe we should play NES Remix someday.
I think so.
We have to.
In the dry days of the Wii U, like the waning days of its entire life cycle, I thought about picking it up, and then I sold it to make a car repair. So,
God damn it.
But I sold it while it was still worth something.
Oh, I'm telling you guys, it's going to be Sega Saturn Dreamcast style collecting in 5 or 10 years, maybe 15, but it's going to get crazy.
That's what we've been saying since day one.
I'd rather have an alternator. So.
Saying that now, just wait.
You could get 2 alternators if you wait 5 years.
Wow, damn. 2 whole alternators.
How hard do you think it's going to be to get a complete collection for the Wii U?
That's pretty low numbers. I mean, if you started now, but we never collect that way. We always just go, like, if we're not going to play it, we don't get it. You know?
I mean, there are some games that, like, what, Devil's Third on the Wii U is like $90 already? Like, that's crazy.
Isn't it bad, too?
Devil's Third, it's badass.
It's fun, man.
It's good?
Yeah, it's really good. It's fun.
Maybe that was the early perspectives on it or something.
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of people bash on it, but we played it.
Well, I mean,
and it's buggy.
and there's frame rate issues, but it's still a badass game.
And the graphics look a little dated for the era that it came out, but the game is fun as hell. Like, it's really fun. I guarantee if you played it, you'd play it for at least an hour and a half.
You're just like this big buff dude that's a badass.
Just beating people's meat, man. It's fun.
It's normally my typical daylight.
There
are a few games that I could play.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's a really good game. Like, we know what it's worth, and we've funded our whole collection through flipping. So if it was a piece of shit, I'd sell it.
Yeah, we
and I really like it.
Yeah. Have you guys been on a collecting tear lately?
Oh yeah,
during
man.
The pandemic, has it been easier or harder?
It just kind of shifted. You know, there's not as many yard sales and stuff, so we've really honed in on thrift stores and pawn shops this year. Yeah, dude, our collection behind us is only blood, sweat, and tears into it. There's no, I mean, and I think my eBay store, I think I had like $12,500 in sales last year just off of shit from thrift stores.
Really?
And that's not profit. I mean, I'm making like 60% on everything, but still, it's crazy.
That's not nothing, yeah.
That's not.
Like just Friday, I found Mario Party 4 for $3.99 at a thrift store. And sold it for $75, like within an instant.
Is that a GameCube one?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, that's the first GameCube one, right? Okay.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. That one's actually quite fun. I remember renting that.
I should sell my copy of that game.
Buy low,
It's worth
sell
$75.
When I get those with a large margin like that, I just test them to make sure they work. But I don't even want to get into it because I know I'll keep it. Like I found Skies of Arcadia Legends in a dump bin at a Goodwill for $1 and sold that for like $150.
Why would you do that? You sold it for $150?
Yeah, the gap.
Yeah, because of the margin.
Yeah.
You got it for $1.
So when I do that, I can buy so much more, than just the one game.
So that
I own that.
Yeah,
it's worth that much.
Yeah.
Oh fuck yes, that's so
we
good to
used
hear.
that money to buy Contra Hardcore.
Yeah.
You should have played it. It's a great JRPG.
I knew I played the Dreamcast one, and I knew if I started it, I would keep it, and it would be bad. So I sold it, got Contra Hardcore with the money, and then pocketed the other $50.
Not a bad,
fine enough.
Not a bad consolation.
Whatever.
The man's a businessman.
Yeah, I'm too sentimental.
He drinks your milkshake.
Yeah. I'm truly the Paul Dano of this situation.
So, in addition to the games that you guys have been streaming, are you playing anything behind the scenes, or are you just primarily what you play is what you stream? Or
Ooh, we've been playing Zombies on Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Black Ops 2, I think.
Yep. We've been playing a lot of Wii U stuff because we were working on a Wii U episode that's taken a lot of time. Like we've probably been working on it for like 3 weeks. But personally, I mean, I just started Persona 5, and then I'm addicted.
We can talk about that.
I'm addicted to my franchise in MLB The Show 2008 on PS2, and I can't stop playing that.
Dude, yeah. Are you a baseball guy? Because I
played baseball, but I'm not I don't really follow it much anymore. Like when I was a kid, I did, but I just love the franchise mode in that game, and it's just so good. There's nothing else they needed to do at that point. It was perfect.
The show's great. Brad, how's the show?
I had to play it for my New Year's resolution last year. It was a challenge. I had to play MLB The Show 2018 or 19 or maybe 17. I had to play it for 7 hours, and I am not a modern sports gamer. Luckily, there was a classic mode that counted to my time, which was enjoyable. But I don't know. They're so deep, those games.
You're not a sports guy. Looking at you, you look like a huge sports guy.
I've seen the Packers. I like getting drunk when sports are on.
Backyard wrestling, maybe?
I got into a long wrestling discussion last night, and I know you guys would like that. We were at work discussing Doink, and we had to look up Doink and the history of Doink, and it was great.
Nice.
That's how you spent your.
Doink the Clown.
And we've been playing entrance music at Eagle Park when people walk in. We'll just put on like the Stone Cold music when someone walks in the door,
That
and
is
it's great for
badass.
us.
Have you ever played WWF Raw on Sega Genesis, which had Doink in it?
Yeah, is that the one that had like the Mortal Kombat style like live action?
No,
characters?
that's the WrestleMania arcade game.
That one was amazing.
Oh,
Yep.
yes. Yep. Yeah.
I was more of like the PlayStation 1 WCW Nitro. I was a big fan of that game with like a million unlockable characters with cheat codes.
R.I.P. Doink.
No
Let's pour a
mercy.
little beer for
All
Doink.
about that.
huh?
No mercy.
He died of drug abuse. Sorry, Doink.
Did he die recently?
There's actually 4 different people who played Doink, so I don't know.
Oh,
we
is
were
it
just
Multiple Doinks?
just like there was.
Doinks?
There was little doinks.
Are they
too.
all-
Well, there was like Dink as well. I forget the other names of
Doinkers.
Can I be the fifth Doink?
the fifth Doink.
The fifth Doink.
Yeah, like a Doctor Who scenario.
We have a podcast title.
It's like Doctor Who. There's new Doinks.
The fifth Doink.
He regenerates.
Oh, that's great.
Is that the name of the podcast episode? The Fifth Doink.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's go ahead and take a quick break here and listen to these fun advertisements from these shows from the Greenlit Podcast Network. They're all awesome. Listen to them. And we'll be right back with the main event. We are going to build the Mount Rushmore of the worst video game mascots of all time.
Ever.
Ever. All right, see you in a bit.
Previously in Zelda 2 on Chat of the Wild.
Until you get to the elevator.
I'm running. I'm like, stay away from me, and you and your little flamies.
He just chases you.
I'm like, run. Run.
I love that idea. It's like we have this whole grand adventure where we're building ourselves up, but every time we get in the palace, we're like, oh god, like just running through.
That's Chat of the Wild, Wednesdays on the Greenlit Podcast Network.
How does Bloodborne stack up against, say, Oregon Trail? And is Bomberman just Lode Runner from a different point of view? Find out on Hardcore Gaming 101's Top Games, where we objectively, definitively, and scientifically rank the games you nominate for our ever-growing list. HG 101's Top Games, twice a week, every week, right here on Greenlit.
And we're back, everybody.
I have a quick announcement. I did something really exciting during the break.
What happened?
I almost completed a Lego set.
Oh, the gauntlet has been thrown.
We're just going to count it as being complete, even though you didn't complete it. We'll give you the hour on that.
It took me 5.5 hours to almost complete it. So
just the first half.
Thanks, Rob.
Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull one.
You really know
And
how
the
to make
crystal meth.
I don't like snakes or meth.
I know your favorite character is Mutt Williams. So you got the monkey swinging set.
So, guys, we're going to build our Mount Rushmore. We're going to deliberate. We're going to debate. We're going to figure out who are the worst video game mascots of all time.
And which one will be the new president of the United States of America?
There could be only one. So, criteria here, there isn't a lot of criteria. Basically, it's just mascots we think are lame. They can be in games that were successful or not successful. It's just the only stipulation was keep it to like original characters throughout gaming history as much as possible. There will be a few not specifically original characters because you have to have some of these on the list because they just belong there. And
Pepsi Man.
Yes.
I mean, that is technically an original.
No,
character.
Pepsi Man was a Japanese commercial before it was ever a video game. As well as Noid. I think Noid could be on here because
Noid.
I liked the video game. You know.
So,
Yo, Noid.
Before we start, let me just read down the list of characters that we have, and we can deliberate, and we can also add as we
Now, are we making arguments for who we think should be on there one by one?
You can do it any way you want.
Because I put some on here that I think are good.
Okay. Well, let's just go through the list here in no particular order. We have Gex, Boogerman, Wild Woody, Awesome Possum, Rocky Rodent, Polygon Man, Titus the Fox, Sackboy, Glover, Chuck Rock, James Pond, Dizzy. Is that Dizzy the Egg?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
Bubsy.
Codemasters, man.
Pepsi Man, Arrow the Acrobat, Hetty from Dynamite Hetty, Alex Kidd, Vex, Blinks, Croc, KO the Kangaroo, okay. Dr. Muto,
Ooh, good pull.
Voodoo Vince, nice pull.
Thank you.
Stubbs the Zombie, Sphinx, Tack. Okay, sorry.
That's tacky.
Tack. K. Who's K?
Cameo.
K is from
Legend of K.
Legend of K.
2005.
It's a little it's a Bengal tiger.
Okay. Cameo, Ty from Ty the Tasmanian Tiger, and Tom can't make Legos, and Tom can't assemble Lego sets.
Who put that on there?
Thank you. Thank you. Good night. You guys are all assholes. This podcast is over. So, those are nominees, and Gaming Off the Grid gents, feel free to add yours.
I have one to add, but I don't know if it quite fits.
Go for it.
You're the guest, so we'll make it count.
So, yeah, Sonic.
Sonic counts.
Do you think Sonic is a failed mascot?
It's not a failed mascot. It's a lame mascot. It's a bad mascot.
Yeah, Sonic is the worst.
Okay, so we're adding that to the list officially.
Yeah,
That's
I'm fine with
canon.
We'll put it right below Tom Can't Assemble Legos.
Okay, and did you have one?
Yeah, but I don't know that it's a mascot, but it's a main character in a video game, and I just think I love the video game, but I think he's a tool.
Roll with
his
it.
His name is Nathan Drake.
Ooh.
Honestly, I might.
He's kind of a mascot. I would.
A lot of people find him likable.
They're making an Uncharted movie.
I love the games, but I need more of a masculine man than this Abercrombie model being.
Okay. You don't like the half tuck?
Does he have jewels on his jeans?
He might.
I just want to see an Uncharted where he's just where it's like it opens and he's in a Hot Topic shopping for Jinko jeans.
Okay,
it's like an interquel.
I got an additional one. Sketch Turner from Comic Zone.
Oh,
he looks like a major asshole.
He was suggested by one of our greenlit
who's the guy?
Folks.
What's that game on the Wii where it's black and white with blood?
Oh, it's Mad World.
Who's the guy in Mad World?
I don't know his name.
He's awesome.
Yeah,
but I don't think he's a failed mascot because no one knows his name.
I think the game's great.
It is a great game.
I love the game, but he's a bad guy.
Sketch Turner. Wow, what a
Comic
Rob
Zone.
Liefeld style abomination.
Yeah.
Literally, it was made in the era too.
He
is
the early mid-90s man.
I do love the 90s mascots that a lot of them are major edgelords.
Yeah.
So many.
And that's why I went towards the early 2000s, because I remember, because that was when I was first really getting into games, and Game Informer had so many issues coming out, and in all the ads, it would be like Dr. Muto, Vex, and I was like, Mom, I want this game. And she's like, you don't want that game.
Yeah.
And I said, I want this. And she's like, why don't you get Mario? And I said, okay.
So she knew you better than you even thought back then,
Mom.
probably.
My mom was actually, she just didn't want to spend money, let's be
So
clear.
let me pose this to the group. Are there any on here that you think are shoo-ins or you feel very passionately deserves a spot of shame?
Boogerman.
You mean Bomberman?
Boogerman.
Think about it, guys. Bomberman is
Wild
lame
Woody.
as all hell character.
Wild Woody should be on the
Bomberman's
list.
cute.
Cute.
Bomberman's got
Bland.
a big head. He's got macrocephaly.
Bland.
It's fun.
Well, hold on, Bomberman rules.
Yeah, fun game. Good game.
No,
but
no, no.
Lame character.
Bomberman Adventures.
I think he's garbage character.
A worse Matt?
no.
I could have just drew a couple circles too.
I mean,
Look at a picture of him right now.
Are you going to argue the same thing about Kirby?
Now, if you're talking about the modern day take of Bomberman that they tried to make, that guy was hot garbage.
Oh, yeah.
The
They all
original
look the same
Bomberman
to
is
me.
glorious.
They all look
He's
the
a
same
great
to me.
design.
Bubsy, naturally.
Everybody hates Bubsy.
Well, Bubsy.
Chuck Rock is terrible.
He's a caveman.
I'm going in as far as to say that I don't think Bubsy sucks.
He's a cat with an exclamation point shirt.
I like that.
I'd wear that shirt.
You should get that shirt, Dylan.
Yeah.
So
and not wear pants like Bubsy.
I mean,
This is positively the best shirt I've ever had.
What could possibly go wrong?
Rob, Wes, what are your thoughts on Bubsy? Do you feel strongly that Bubsy is one of the worst mascots of all time?
I mean, no, I don't.
Okay.
I'm going to bring up a thing and say I don't know who that is.
Really? Okay.
Whoa.
Here's where I wish I could share my screen because I was going to share a screenshot or a
No, I'm going to need you guys to Google on your phone Bubsy.
He's a wombat, right?
No, he's a bobcat.
Bubsy the Bobcat.
Bubsy the Bobcat.
Voiced by Rob Paulson.
Some interesting facts. The female character in the game has shown a love interest, but Bubsy doesn't share those feelings, which is a very cool thing. Mm-hmm. And he is an open fan of Bugs Bunny, so I can get behind that.
He sounds like a likable guy.
No, he's not.
He does sound likable, doesn't he? Mm-hmm.
He's very annoying, just super annoying. But more than that, I mean, this game had a push, and it was like they wanted to make Bubsy a fucking thing. They wanted him to be like the next Sonic. I mean, it was...
They wanted the game to be as fast as Sonic and as deep as Mario, and they made Bubsy.
And give him a lot of tude.
Yeah.
Now,
but audio tude. And it was just...
It's not the worst design.
well, what are you... You're not talking about the SNES one, are you?
I'm talking all Bubsy.
Because Bubsy
as a
3D
character.
didn't... Bubsy 3D was, first of all, tank controls awful, like, in the same style of as like Croc. Mm-hmm. Wasn't a good game.
Right.
Yeah, tank controls in a platformer is a bad idea.
Well, this was before Mario 64.
Yeah, all 3D platforms were a bad idea.
Yeah.
In that time.
Oh, in that time. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's all about... They didn't know what to do with the camera. Let's put it that way. I kind of find Bubsy endearing. Oh, my God. I left one off the list. Alfred Chicken.
Oh, my God.
That's an NES game, right?
Yeah.
Nintendo NES?
SNES.
I mean, I personally don't care for Bubsy. I don't think his design is great. He is just an anthropomorphic cat with an exclamation point shirt. He tries to have attitude and fails.
Yeah.
And all his games sucked is what I remember.
The games do suck, which doesn't help him in any argument, which it doesn't have to, but those games leave a very bad taste in my mouth. And when the point of the game is to protect, you're supposed to protect the world's supply of yarn balls is the point of the game. From
aliens, right?
From aliens who want to collect yarn balls.
Yeah, but who will defend the yarn if not Bubsy?
Nobody else really cared, probably.
I care.
Listen,
but
I'm here to be devil's advocate.
Okay.
I have
so
to
we
be.
agreed that the shirt's pretty badass shirt, right?
No.
Josh, what are your thoughts on Bubsy? Because I'm with Brad. I mean, if I had a Mount Rushmore, I think Bubsy would be George Washington as far as
he seems to be on the list of a lot of hate in gaming. So, I think he's worthy, possibly.
I'd say we put him at the
top.
top.
Down for now.
We'll put him on.
We'll put him on. And if anyone dethrones him, because it seems like these guys over here, they don't think Bubsy's all that bad.
That's right. And, I mean, there are a lot of defenders of Bubsy, including from our Greenlit family, Aaron Littleton from Video Deathloop. He had a devil's advocate opinion on Bubsy. He said, Bubsy as an idea isn't the worst. He was a timely enough ripoff of other more popular platforming mascots with enough exceptional, not good per se, but just notable about him that he's remained in the conversation for almost 30 years. How many other mascots have faded completely away in that time? Plenty.
No, they're here on this list today.
I mean, they tried to resurrect Bubsy.
Bubsy has had 2 new games.
And they were reviewed terribly.
Yeah. I know, but they still exist.
Were they a joke, though?
Were they?
Were they?
No.
Was it like The Room?
Nobody spends that much money for a joke.
I think this gets down to a point which Mario is the first quintessential major mascot platformer that carried a system. And then this brings up what you had mentioned, Wes. Sonic is a mascot that was created to rival Mario. And sure, Sonic seemed very cool when I was a kid. I don't like any Sonic attitude really outside of those first 3 games and maybe Mania. Mm-hmm. After that, I'm just like, oh my God, he's such an edgelord. Eat your chili dogs and shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Sonic?
is Mario on this list?
No.
No, Mario's
not even close.
He's pretty lame.
Mario.
He's a fat Italian plumber.
Got stupid suspenders.
Get the
man.
fuck out of here.
He's so iconic.
As someone with his body type and facial hair.
You were just talking bad about Dylan right now.
Sorry.
That's who you look like.
Thank you. I appreciate it. If I shaved the beard, I actually would look like Mario. You strap some overalls on me.
Okay.
I'd like to talk about Sonic, though.
Okay.
I think
Brad?
that's interesting.
He's
Okay.
got cool shoes.
Let's throw it over to Wes. You put him on the list.
I think Robert did, but
Robert, sorry.
I just think in the Sega Genesis era, I don't dislike Sonic. The games are not as good as I think people think they are. Like when you're going fast, the game literally takes control out of your hands. Mm-hmm. You do not have control when he's going.
You don't know where you're landing.
Super fast. The music's good in the games. The games are fine, but they're not even close to as good as Mario. And then what they did with him, like his legacy only gets cheapened with every release they put out, with the exception of Sonic Mania, which was a fan-made game wanting to bring back the old school era. In the moment, I thought Sonic Adventure was pretty cool, but it just seems like a cheap shill they're throwing out there to. He just hasn't carried the brand like I think everybody thought that he was. And in the cartoons, he's annoying. In the 3D games, his personality's annoying.
The movie,
I don't know. That's just kind of my
voice of the cartoon.
He made out with a human woman. I think.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird because
that was Sonic 06.
I don't hate the initial games. I don't think they're as good as people act like they are, but they're not bad. But
I'll agree with you there.
Yeah.
He just annoys me.
Okay. Wow.
Is it when he jumps, it makes a noise?
Well, it's just like I guess I grew up as a Nintendo kid, so I never got into. I was a Mario kid, but what I always thought of Sonic is it's a fast game, but it's not.
He was the birth of the edgelord video game character
you
too.
Die.
You actually can run faster in Super Mario World than you can in Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, there's proof.
Really?
There's just no blast processing, so that's
Sure.
Yeah, that has to be a lie.
I'm pretty sure there's like video proof of that. I'm pretty sure, and I always just thought like the platforming felt really loose to me in those games. When you're trying to be very precise on something, Sonic just wants to get horny and spin around, and
bouncing everywhere.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he belongs on the Mount Rushmore of worst video game characters, but I think you gotta. I think it's worth mentioning that he's kind of overrated.
He's overrated for sure.
I think he's overrated, but I think the from like a design standpoint and likability standpoint, I think that it is truly time and place. Because you said like after basically the first adventure, he was overstaying his welcome, right? So I think for the most part, he was a really awesome character. I mean, you think about the other ones who tried and failed. This one stuck with people, and it stuck for a reason. It might be furry fandom. It might be anything. Because Brad and I, one of our first...
We're in a few furry groups.
One of our earliest Raw Dogs episodes was about the lore of Sonic the Hedgehog, and we were talking about the appeal of it. And I think a lot of it is, I don't know, have you ever seen like Robin Hood by Disney from like the early 70s? I mean,
He's a fox.
There's something primitive and weird about it.
Yeah.
No, but what I'm saying is like the furry fandom.
It's funny because you can just see that they've been chasing for like a more edgy character. So they made Knuckles, and they made Shadow, then they gave Shadow a gun. They're like, we don't know what to do anymore.
But those are cool characters.
Knuckles is cool.
I mean, I guess no one knows what an echidna is.
So does Sonic? So we're not thinking Sonic's going to be on the Mount Rushmore.
No.
I think it's good we talked about him.
But it was a worthy mention.
Is it better than Mario?
No, absolutely.
No.
Okay, just throwing it out there.
Mario has had so many iterations.
Mario is perfect.
Doesn't he always have a red shirt?
Mario's had a lot of work done.
Mario is what every video game character should aim to be.
break down even the sprite work. It is almost a perfect sprite.
Couldn't work out that much and get in that shape.
I think there's a lot of
whatever he's doing, he gets the princess.
And I love it. But yeah,
the princess is in another castle.
Sonic was the
she was fucking around.
Sonic was the originator of the Attitude Era of video games, and we have him to thank for all that.
It's because of Sonic that we got Degeneration X.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. So we'll put him on honorable mentions, and if anyone changes their mind and feels really strongly, we'll bring them up. But somebody tell me who the fuck Wild Woody is.
Wild Woody is a pencil. who is brought to life.
He's a pencil.
I didn't see this till I was looking up stuff.
Wild Woody is a pencil who's brought to life, and God, does he have a personality. His eyes bug out.
Jesus.
From 1995.
The gameplay is amazing.
Oh, I watched videos of it. I've never played this, to be fair, but there's a channel I really like. Shout out to Oni Plays. They do a run through of this, and it is so funny. You are a pencil going through these worlds, and you have like attack powers, but you can also erase with your ass.
So you just like rub your ass all over the
Yeah,
enemies.
exactly.
Should he be on this list, or should he be on the top of like the awesome list?
Because I'm kind of
Always the contrarian, Josh.
because I think that
All
early
perspectives here.
Yes.
So there's a totem at this desk, and it transforms things around it to life in order to become its champion, to send it into these like books or pieces of art in order to, like, I don't know, eliminate the bad guys in it. And it's just this guy, and he's like, "Wow, I don't know how to handle this."
So, like, in the vein of making this Mount Rushmore, if we want to have people visit it, we have to have characters on there that they know. And if everybody on here is like, we don't know who Woody the Pencil Boy is,
Wild Woody.
we're not going to make any money at this Mount Rushmore.
No, this is like Mountain Rush less. It's like
Mount Rush.
Well, I think there needs to be representation of big name characters like Bubsies, but there is also room for the Wild Woodies.
I mean,
We
there's
can
always
work
room for a
this.
Wild Woody.
How many
I just don't think
heads
the
are on?
pencil will look good in stone.
He looks pretty awesome to me.
can I say something about the actual Mount Rushmore? Very controversial topic.
Is it Guts and Borglum
better watch-
again?
Yeah, you
There's
better
4
watch
Mount
out. You
Rushmore
gotta-
heads.
It's incomplete.
They're not going to put Trump up there.
Yeah, I know. No, I'm saying that it's actually an incomplete piece of work, and it's like, yeah,
more
help
complete than Crazy
blow up
Horse.
and carve giant heads of stone, but
not
it's
gonna
also
put the-
incomplete. Like, if you really wanted to finish it, you could. That guy could have probably fucking finished it.
Who made that shit? The rock guy from Neverending
It's
Story?
Guts
the
and
rock guy.
Borglum.
But I'm gonna. I'll tell you
I'm
what.
South Dakotan, that's why I know.
I
it's
don't
fucking
think.
Guts
I don't
and
think it looks
Borglum.
nearly as good as people say it does.
Okay, so does Mount Rushmore belong on the Mount Rushmore?
Controversial
Well, if
opinion.
Mount Rushmore was a video game character. Yes, I actually want to put Wild Woody up here because I think he's so charismatically weird.
think he looks
and
great.
from what I've seen, the gameplay is impossible.
Okay.
You just hop around.
You hop. No, you don't hop around like a pogo stick. You've got legs.
Oh, it's a pencil with legs.
A pencil with arms and legs, and he's
Guy
got these
drew it
bug
on
eyes.
himself.
I think I've seen that.
Yeah. And the graphics aren't that terrible, but the music is awful.
Is it a
and
platformer?
Yeah, it's a platformer. It's a 2D, almost
95% of these are all going to be
Yeah.
platformers.
Yeah. But yeah, I want to put Wild Woody up there for right now because I really like Wild Woody, and I would love to see a representation of him in stone.
All right.
So
Be careful when you say that sentence.
You want him on the Mount Rushmore, but you like him. And we're
We
talking
like
I
how
like
bad
him-
he is.
I like bad things.
Oh,
This is
okay.
one of the
Now
things
I-
you're going to have to learn about me.
In a non-ironic way.
In a non-ironic
bad
way,
boy.
I like bad things, and I like things that other people hate because it's funny to love them, and that makes me love them more.
Well, we'll move him over to our list with Bubsy, where we were
I
kind
do
of
want
whittling
to.
it down.
I have one that I think would be cool to be on Mount Rushmore,
Okay.
and that'd be Dr. Muto.
You like Dr. Did you play it?
I never owned the game, but I owned the demo.
Okay.
And the
tell me.
demo is all you need.
Yeah.
You don't need the full game.
Can you explain a bit of what Dr. Muto is?
Yeah.
He's a mad scientist.
Well, the gameplay.
I don't remember.
He uses his invention, the Spliz gun, and he mutates and morphs into organisms to complete his tasks. He accidentally destroyed his home planet of Midway, and he can double jump with
it's made
thruster
by
boots.
Midway?
Yep.
Yeah, that's how
Holy
non-creative
shit.
they got with Dr. Muto.
Yeah.
Well, that's
I
a
just
proper
think-
mascot, though. You know.
But dude,
For
he was.
Midway.
I think he was in advertising a lot back in the day,
He was
I don't
to
mind
be
his
honest,
design.
His design isn't bad.
and I think he would be a good addition. You got to have a freak up there.
Now, I've never played Dr. Muto. I'm curious, though, because I saw so many advertisements for Dr. Muto in Game Informer that it really captured my imagination because I couldn't play everything I wanted. So, like, every time I thought about Dr. Muto, I was just like, oh, I got to play as the boring old science man. Fuck this shit. This kid.
He's a mad scientist.
I don't know what kind of vibes Muto's giving me. I don't know. He certainly looks
Are you
like
turned on?
I like his design.
Yeah.
And
what part of his design do you like, Brad?
Well, he's got like that hair that's got like 2 colors, which is cool.
So is he a mad, lovable scientist?
He's the main character. Yeah, he's someone who means well. The opening of the game has him sleeping, and you see him getting picked on in school. Like he makes a robot, and they're like, "Look, he's got a girlfriend finally."
Wow.
Oh, so he's an incel.
Maybe. Yeah.
Oh.
He's a psycho.
His game's decent, maybe.
Yeah, I actually heard pretty decent things about the game. It just never caught on. It might be because the protagonist. I mean, it might be the time that it came
because
out.
of Roseanne Barr.
Oh, it's Roseanne Barr. Now his spin-off won't get.
Can we put Tim Allen from the Home Improvement game on this list?
I was thinking about like a game that I beat last year, the Chester Cheeto Wild Wild Quest.
Yes,
but I mean, I love the character. The game's funny. I'm glad I beat it though.
I thought of Chester Cheetah as well.
Chester Cheetah they were originally designing the Bubsy game to be a Chester Cheetah game, but they didn't want to license it, so it became a Bubsy game.
Really? I had no clue.
Yo, man, it's
God
rough.
What's the name of the 7-Up dot?
Spot.
I thought
Spot.
about that.
There was a Spot. There was
yeah.
a Spot video game
There were
too.
a bunch of cool Spot
Yeah, I
games.
thought about Spot.
Those are good.
I don't
was
I don't
7-Up,
understand
man.
it.
Yeah,
That was 1989, man.
There you go. Yeah. Okay, so Dr. Muto, what do you think? Is he moving on?
I don't think he's top 4.
I don't think he's
material.
top 4 at all.
Okay.
You guys are a bunch of haters.
I gotta give him.
Dude, there's some real shit on this list, though.
Okay, I'm gonna bring up one then. Croc.
That's a Croc, man.
Now,
where the name says it all.
Now, the first Croc is called Croc, Legend of the Gobos, and it was released for the PlayStation, and it had the same controls as Bubsy, essentially. Now, I have researched this one a bit, actually.
Oh, it's got a good
and originally, this company wanted to make a Yoshi game, and they pitched it to Nintendo. And Shigeru Miyamoto said
They
no.
laughed him out of the room for an hour straight.
Yeah. And he said no. And they're like, fine, I guess we'll make some other dinosaur-like thing. And it was Croc. It's about a crocodile who gets raised by a bunch of little fuzzy creatures.
The Gobos.
The Gobos themselves. And then he goes on a quest to, I don't know, collect jewels and shit.
They're as charming as porgs in The Last Jedi.
Yeah, I played a demo of this. I think it came with the Sega
I think
Saturn
porgs are more
back in the
charming.
day.
Wasn't it on a bunch? Was it on 3DO? That's Gex, I'm thinking.
I
It was
think
on
no. I think
Saturn and PlayStation.
Yeah, I have it written on here.
For sure.
I think it might have got to the 64 as well.
Maybe.
It was not on the 64.
It's like I put this game,
PlayStation, Windows, and Saturn.
and there's another game called Bug! Exclamation point.
Yes.
And
Almost put that
I
on
put
there.
always get these like mixed up. These both. Of
But
these.
I think the fact that he's really stupid is that he is the laziest looking cartoon crocodile I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And I like right now I've been making a lot of art and I went to school for it, and I'm gonna tell you,
listen to
if
you.
if they had told me to make an original character based off of a crocodile and I brought something like this into class, even in my sophomore year, they would have been like, "You didn't even try, did you?"
He's standing up, though, and he's got eyeballs.
He's got
He's
a backpack.
standing up though, and he's got eyeballs.
He's got a backpack.
No, actual crocodiles have eyeballs.
Yeah, but like cartoon eyeballs.
They cry crocodile
He did
tears.
so much more.
And he has one tooth. Based out,
one
like,
sharp
because the designer's cat. He's like, my cat had one fang tooth sticking
Does
out.
he
So
hold anything like luggage
Oh my
or something?
God.
he doesn't hold
So-
our attention.
So I think he's totally failed. He got sequels though. This is the
He got-
problem.
yeah.
Guarantee if
Yeah.
they made him today and
And
they
that's
made
okay.
him wear Crocs, he'd be an A+ student. You know?
Oh, Croc wears Crocs.
Oh my God, mind blown.
I'd rather play a game where you play as a
Nintendo
croc.
Switch game right now.
Wow.
Everyone shut up, TM. We're going to the Croc headquarters and we're going to make this pitch.
I would be okay moving Croc to the
For right
finals.
For right now, because I really do think that
I think he's lame AF.
he's lame AF.
That's what the kids say.
F.
Well, and every time I hear I don't know who this is, but every time I hear his name, I just think of like Dr. Croc or whatever his name is from Spider-Man or whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
Dr. Octopus.
Or was it the lizard?
No, there's a
There
bad
is
guy
the
that's a
lizard.
crocodile and
Kirk
something.
Connors, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, you mean Batman? Killer
Yeah,
Croc.
I mean Batman.
Killer
That's
Croc.
what I mean.
Yeah.
AKA Leatherhead from Ninja Turtles.
There we go.
That's true.
The Rat King from Ninja Turtles.
Yes, that guy
April
too.
O'Neil from Porn.
So you've heard.
Pretty good. Yeah, that was my pitch. Do you have a pitch for us, Josh?
Not Mario.
Oh, jeez. Oh, damn.
Or does anyone? Because I've got quite a few.
Yeah, there's a lot here. Alex Kidd, man, that guy. Game is apparently great. I've not dabbled, but
He's had a bunch of games.
Alex Kidd looks like an asshole.
He
With
looks
his,
little blonde boy.
With his little cute.
Yeah, I've never understood. He looks like
Jerusalem
an elf or possibly like Frodo Baggins with Down syndrome.
So I kind of want to add to the whole list, like
Yikes.
Cherub, Kid Icarus. Like I feel like they're all in that same boat. Just hey, you're really lame looking, dude.
There's
Normal.
nothing
You're just
interesting.
normal.
Hey man, my name's
because
Alex.
he was Sega's mascot.
That's a
until
bit
they're like,
much.
Let's fucking get a
Yeah.
new one.
I feel like
guys."
that's a good one to put on the Mount Rushmore because then it's like, oh, that's someone we know, but he's also a boner dog.
He's a boner dog for sure.
A boner dog.
And you look at him, and you're like, wait,
He is
that?
yep.
Oh,
He
that's
mastered.
Alex Kidd. I've heard of that game, but who the fuck is that? That's Alex Kidd.
I mean, he's in high tech world. He was a ninja. He was
was he
in
really,
Enchanted
though?
World.
Was he?
But was he really?
But I don't
Was
know.
he?
Yeah, exactly.
I've only ever played one.
Existential World, apparently.
I've only ever played one Alex Kidd game, and it was because I got the Sega collection for the Nintendo Switch, the Genesis collection.
Yep.
And there was one Alex Kidd game on there, and you get hit once and you die.
Yeah, that was one of the earliest Genesis releases.
So it's Sega Heart.
Alex
Fuck that
Alex
shit.
Kidd is on like every Genesis release they put out. It's like Alex Kidd, Altered Beast.
Yep.
You know, it's on everything.
Rise from your grave.
But as far as like aesthetically, yeah,
There's
I
actually
think he's.
looking at this list, it's tough to actually like
Come up with the really
Hey.
good ones.
Like, there's some lame motherfuckers on this list.
No, but I think that there are some that are lamer than others. Can we make a separate list, like but come on.
There's no time.
I have honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions would be good, but I don't think because I came up with lame failed ones, but I don't feel a lot of hatred towards these ones.
Nobody knows who Awesome Possum
Basically, just
or Rocky
because they
Rodent
weren't
is.
commercially successful, they didn't hit.
No,
Tom-
it's because I actually appreciate it.
Do you have any that you want to talk about, Tom?
I was going to talk about Alex Kidd. So, Rob, you think Alex Kidd belongs on the Mount Rushmore?
Well, I think that's your selling point right there. That's what people are going to come to see.
We want to see that.
I think
You
be
have
able
to
like-
remember that I'm going to draw all of this.
He's got pointy
I think
ears.
I
he'll
think
be able to-
people are still going to want to see it.
Okay.
We'll bring him along.
Polygon Man, is that the guy that was like never really used?
So the reason I put Polygon Man is because North America for the PS1 made Polygon Man as their mascot. They used him for commercials, for advertisements, and it's just like the spiky-haired purple polygon dude. And as soon as it was seen by like the Japanese people, they got so pissed and they like squashed him hard, like since Crash Bandicoot showed up. But Polygon Man is such a bad mascot, he failed before the console even released.
See, that's funny. That's so funny that he's a mascot, but he's in no games.
Yeah.
He ended up being in the PlayStation Battle All-Stars Royale game as the final boss.
He's in that, dude. That's
I
a
was gonna
sweet
say
game.
that. It's not bad at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that
remember this guy.
His character's kind of lame.
It's
but
it's a terrible design. He's Polygon Man, which is like we had polygons.
And he's a man, but he doesn't have a lower body.
And he'd be great for Mount Rushmore because
He
he's
looks
just
like
a head.
a deranged purple Bart Simpson.
He's just he's a disembodied head. How do you know he's what sexual orientation he is? I don't get it.
I personally hate his design. I would be happy to see him up there, but that's
I don't think
up for the
enough
vote.
people know who he is or know anything about him in America.
Rob, would you see a Mount Rushmore? Wes, would you see a Mount Rushmore with Polygon Man on it? Would you pay money for that shit?
I'm gonna say probably not.
Yeah,
But
I didn't even know about him.
It is funny that he's not in anything besides that Battle Royale.
Yeah, I forgot about him.
He's that bad of a mascot that he didn't even make it to a game.
He didn't.
Well, let me tell you, he's that bad that he's not even going to make it to the Mount Rushmore.
Right. Where's the little mini Mount Rushmore next to Mount Rushmore? It'll be on there.
His car broke down 8 miles south.
He was paired with the phrase in advertisements, "It's more powerful than a god." It's like, ooh, that didn't age well.
Oh yeah.
No.
That's
More
my
powerful than
catchphrase.
God.
Yeah.
Yo, James Pond. I always look at that name, and every time I go, "That's not clever. Fuck you."
But what about the spoofs James Bond-like levels where it's licensed to bubble or a view to a spill?
Oh,
I like that a lot.
Leak and let die.
Yeah.
And the British Secret Service actually
All I
hired
hear
the
is
guy.
fart noises, man.
He has to stop Dr. Maybe. It's great.
Sackboy is stupid as all hell.
No, but Sackboy, he's lovable, and he's a great character.
Are we sure?
I hate his name.
I think Sackboy
Well, that's because
really
that's
sucks.
what you call your Sackboy.
Well, there was a Sackboy in college. That guy made one mistake at a party. He was Sackboy forever, you know?
That's why they called me Papa Chub.
Yeah, I'm on the fence with Sackboy. I think he's.
I don't think he sucks that bad.
No,
I just think
Sackboy.
I'll go there, but
I
it's
think
kind of a
there's-
lame character.
Yeah, but they're
Kind
still
of.
trying to make him something.
All right.
It's like,
He's
come on, just
adorable.
stop
It should
whipping
take
the
20
fucking
years.
Dead horse here.
Let's get somebody that everybody knows that I think we could all agree he should probably be up there. Gex.
Yep. Voiced by Dana Gould.
Who also improved a lot of the comedy.
Yeah, and honestly,
And had no idea what game he was doing the voiceover.
well, the first
for,
time I
apparently.
played Gex, it was for the Game Boy Color. It was a Game Boy Color platformer. I didn't have to hear the voice.
Wow.
Yeah,
I can't believe they made a Game Boy Color fucking Gex.
I've never played.
I
that.
got it. I got it because literally it was the
You're
cover.
lucky.
It was the cover to like The Spy Who Shagged Me, but Gex was on the cover.
Yep.
He was wearing a tuxedo, and there was a hot chick by him, and I'm just like,
All
8 years
leather.
old.
That's a James. Was that like a James Bond kind of like looking?
Yeah. So you play
like
through all these television worlds.
007-ish?
Yep.
The villain actually wants to make Gex into his new network mascot is the point of the game.
Interesting. I actually do like the subversion.
I feel like that's pushing just a little too much.
Yeah, and it originally came out for 3DO, and this was,
Your favorite?
yeah, one of Crystal Dynamics' first games.
Was it any good?
way better
I didn't
than Lara
play
Croft.
Gex ever.
It was not great. It was like the only side scroller really available on the 3DO at the time, and it ran really choppy. But yeah, the fucking Dana Gould, it was another character that wouldn't shut up. And since it was on CD, they really tried to make this guy just like constantly fucking do one-liners and just random
And it was
non
improv.
sequiturs. It was fucking ridiculous.
Well,
Thinking that
yeah,
they'd
they
laugh all
improv
the way.
like 20 lines that repeat all the time.
But 3DO tried to make Gex their mascot. They're like, hey, now we got one, huh? It's a fucking lizard. He won't shut the fuck
Well,
up.
that's why the 3DO failed.
I think you're right.
and Way of the Warrior.
I don't think it failed. We played a few games.
That is true. But it's definitely one of the big reasons, I would say.
I had Enter the Gecko when I was a kid. Beat it many times. Loved it as a child. Can't look at it now. Can't hear it now.
Okay.
Yeah, I hate Gex. The more I know
picked
about
up
him,
that
the less I
game
like him.
For like $1 somewhere, and I'm like, I'll play it someday.
Yeah.
I haven't played it still. It's just sitting in my bookshelf like up
You're
there.
gonna put it in the trash
All right.
can.
I think Gex belongs on there.
All right, we'll move him in to the final round.
Honestly, that Game Boy Color game didn't suck, but it was the first game I got for the Game Boy Color.
I still can't believe it's a fucking Game Boy Color.
Yeah. And honestly, it looked all right.
Okay.
But dude, he had sunglasses on.
And they had Gex 3D, right? That was that.
I don't know. I've never played that one.
Okay.
But I played the Game Boy Color one.
Wow.
So some of these I'm not familiar with. Vex.
Vex was an edgelord character. Vex was like a bat-like kid creature. I only ever saw advertisements for it, but I literally said to myself, yes, Vex. I was taking a shower today, and I said, Vex. You remember Vex? From the ads. The very same Vex. And then that's why I put it on the list. I'm like, I had to Google it to make sure I wasn't imagining things.
Okay.
Like it wasn't like an OC character, because literally from what I could tell, it's one of those kind of half platformy, half action game type of things. I didn't look up too much about it, but
Vex from 2003, Acclaim Entertainment.
Acclaim, yeah.
Yeah, on PS2, GameCube, and Xbox. I don't remember this fucking thing at all.
The main character looks awful.
Yeah, uninspired design.
Yeah. I think Vex, I don't know enough about him to like hate him too much.
The Wikipedia about him is just stupid. Just like way too many proper nouns for this game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's like, in the kingdom of Astoria with the dark Yabu, a young man fueled
Okay.
by vengeance.
Honestly, I need you to actually recite the whole entire thing to us.
All I wrote down was it's a young man fueled by vengeance and seeks to reclaim balance to the world of Astara from the dark Yabu. He wears armor with claw attachments and large boots. Kind of an
And
edgelord.
large boots.
Yep. That's all I could figure out about the guy, because my eyes couldn't read an entire paragraph before they just quit working.
What is a dark Yabu? Fuck.
The dark
You don't
Yabu
know.
is the evil presence that is in every video game.
Okay. I think
I
enough
think
people
we
know.
He's the leader of the Wraiths.
apparently. I also think that we are the first people in
The world to ever talk about him?
17
To ever
years
talk about Vex.
to talk
Hey,
about Vex.
somebody's got to bring
I
up
had
Vex.
like in the back of my head, like literally, I was taking a shower this morning and I was like, Vex.
Hashtag
Vex.
Vex,
I looked
let's
at my
do it.
penis and I went,
Right.
Vex.
I looked at my Axe body spray and I was like, Vex.
Vex. I was looking at my
That's your
razor.
new safe word now.
Yeah, I think Vex is. I don't have enough. I've never played the game, and
Yeah.
honestly, I've never known a single person who has. So it's really hard to like even put it on the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
All right, it's on there twice. Let's move on to Glover, huh? We got to talk about Danny Glover.
Let's talk about Glover. I've
Donald
heard
Glover.
Glover's
Donald.
like
Glover's okay.
If it doesn't fit, you must have quit.
Isn't this like a cult kind of classic game or some shit? Have you guys played
It's a
Glover?
finger. It's a.
I've
Mickey
never
Mouse
heard-
I played it
hand.
on 64 back in the day.
What's Glover?
You're a
He's
little
a
glove.
It
I
was
think.
being
Oh, is
played
that-
as a
He's
character.
like Hamburger Helper Man.
Yeah, that's
Is
who
that
it
the
is.
hand that you fight in Smash Bros?
I'm so glad you said.
No, it could be.
Because
Because
I
That's
saw him, I
cool.
got hungry.
I know the bad guy in the game is the left-handed glove who becomes cross stitch.
What does he do? Does he like?
He rides on a ball.
Yeah,
Yes.
you have to
Fingers a
guide the ball
ball.
to the end.
How much weed does somebody
He
have to smoke?
fingers
to
a
come up with
ball,
Dude,
around the
I don't know.
block.
Give me.
What if this was my character, dude?
Around the block. Sounds like a normal Friday night for you.
How much weed do you have to smoke, Tom? How old are you, and when's the last time you smoked weed?
I'm going to after
It's
this.
a glove that pushes a ball around. If that's the best idea you can have when you're high, I'm sorry, man.
Did you know that apparently Donald Glover
Not
was
just a
named
glove,
after Glover?
like a Mickey Mouse glove, you know? Or-
Yeah, it is like a cartoon glove, and it's owned by a wizard. It gets enchanted. I remember that much about it.
What's up with all these ideas of normal things getting turned into mascots?
Because
We got a
you had
pencil,
so-
we got a glove.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's
They'll
literally
create-
because they had so many. They weren't able to create complex stories. They weren't able to create complex models. So, like, I have a feeling a lot of pitch rooms were basically like, everyone look around the room. Now come up with a mascot.
Have you heard of Sonic?
Exactly, yeah.
Now look at this
Banana.
pencil.
Bobby
Yeah.
Banana.
Now look at this.
We got
You've
1
heard of
minute to come up
And
with
the
something.
Fruit Adventures.
Yeah.
Bobby
Dentures.
Banana.
Denturo.
Bobby
That's
Banana is not a
good
terrible
character.
mascot name.
Bobby Banana.
Dude, you put eyes on the banana and Glover hands.
Peel me,
Sonic shoes.
I don't know. It kind of sounds like a
He's wearing a
gangster.
fedora.
Like a Goodfellas character.
Sure, let's modernize it. Let's
Yeah.
throw a fedora on that.
Yo, this is Bobby
Give him
Bananas.
a monocle, too. Let's go the extra mile.
I'll make
He's
him
a
look like Mr.
mafioso
Peanut.
who has a monocle.
So the thing about Glover, when I look at it, him,
sued.
her, it, they, them, I kind of want to play it.
It's not honestly.
like
It's
what
not a
it's
bad game.
It's just not a good mascot.
It's janky. It's
Yeah.
a very janky game, but it's not unplayable. And honestly, this sold pretty good amount of copies.
Okay. I've heard people talk
It
about
was
it.
popular.
Yeah.
It was popular. Yeah.
It was on 64. It was like, you know, it was one of those games like, oh, I have a 64, but they have 17 games for 64. Maybe I'll buy this one. At the time.
Right. So Glover, are we saying?
It'd just be too hard to put him onto a Mount Rushmore with his shape. I don't
I guess,
think we
yeah.
could do that.
Is that
Middle
Bubsy's
finger
hand?
shape.
Well, I mean, I can envision it. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
So it's not too difficult.
Dylan, how strongly do you feel about Glover being on a Mount Rushmore?
You know,
I feel.
I think a
vibes
sentient
going.
wizard's glove isn't like the worst idea on earth, so I have to exclude it in my head canon.
Okay.
Honestly, like, it's not the worst idea that you're pushing this ball around. It's early physics puzzles. I mean, what's the difference between this and fucking Astrobot right now? It's so simple and stupid looking that it's just like, how are you going to draw like the false equivalency between these two? I don't know. I'm keeping him off.
All right, he's
So
off.
is that a mascot you want to add to the list?
Astrobot? I think Astrobot looks dumb.
I think he does. Like, I never liked him until the most recent PS5 game, which I
he was
really
in a
love
good-
him in that.
Because he was in a good game, though.
Yeah.
And he's cute.
And I hear the
Until
VR
now.
one is pretty. I hear the VR one is pretty good. I don't know if you've played that.
I really haven't.
that
which is a
Esther's
shame.
I think
flavor?
that was the whole purpose of
At first.
that. Yeah.
Sony kind of wanted him to be a mascot for the VR system, from what I
He
understand.
still might, weirdly. 10 years later.
I mean, I don't know. I think he looks kind of dumb. He kind of looks Wall-E, like a little
Polygon
bit of a ripoff.
Man-y.
I don't think he's worthy
Looks
of it
like
either,
Bobberman.
though. No, Bomberman looks good. He looks like Bomberman looks like a gag
Bomberman.
manga
Looks-
character.
Yeah, you shut up. Bomberman is awesome.
Bobberman's a fucking bitch.
Do you guys like Boogerman?
I
don't even know
do.
what
I
Boogerman
do
is.
like Boogerman.
You're a fan of Boogerman.
Everyone look up
Pick and
Boogerman.
flick
A
adventure.
pick and flick adventure. You
Yes.
can't beat that.
Did you guys know that they tried to do a Kickstarter to make a 20th anniversary remake of the game?
And why haven't
They
they
sought
done it yet?
They sought $375,000. They could only raise $42,000.
Still a lot of
That's a lot of
money.
money. Just, you know.
Dude, the game came out in '94.
So it's
Yeah.
it's how it
Yep.
gets promoted and pushed. So I didn't hear about this. I would have threw $20 that way just cause.
Really?
Probably.
That's a
I don't
Josh
know.
thing to do.
GameStop rates this a 5 out of 5. By the way.
GameStop rates everything a 5
It's a
out of
4.9 out of 5 on eBay.
It's fun. It's stupid.
Okay.
Also,
it's hard.
can I point something
I don't
out
trust
really
eBay
quick?
for video game review.
Can I point something out really quick? For a guy named Boogerman, and his goiter / chin is the biggest part of his whole entire design. Why is it not the nose? His name is Boogerman.
Because that's too cliche.
Yeah.
He
They want to
needs the
subvert your
tiny-
expectations.
The tiny
Is
cape.
he just gonna hawk up like a goiter loogie? That's
He's
the biggest
way more
thing you've ever-
sophisticated than you think.
He farts too.
Yes, he farts.
I've never played this.
He's not a one-trick pony. He can fart.
You're
Endlessly,
Right.
I
You're
think.
right. Well, no, I think he might have a meter. Or he's a booger meter and a fart meter, right? And you have to
Fartometer.
get
Josh,
more.
you're the only one who
Fartometer.
knows.
You have to get more. I have the game. You have to. Yeah, don't fuck with me.
I'm not
D.
gonna try.
Do you think
I got
Boogerman's
the
a better
game.
mascot than Mario?
Wow, that's creative.
I mean, as far as mascot ideas,
He's a
what
sarcastic.
the fuck?
He's a sarcastic superhero.
I just
Like
thought of one that's not on the list, and it might not qualify, but Claptrap from Borderlands.
Yeah,
I think he was successful though because a lot of people like Claptrap.
Yeah, but he's
Well, a lot
annoying
of
as
people like
fuck.
Sonic, but he's kind of lame.
Yeah, but I think he's successful because a lot of people like that shitty Borderlands humor. I'm so
I
sorry.
mean, I'm a huge fan of Borderlands. I love.
I like the
Borderlands.
games. I like the games. I do not like the sense of humor in any of those
But
games. I've never laughed
Claptrap
once.
is like he's made for people to hate him.
I like his design. The little wheel like the solid
He tries
wheel on
so
the bottom.
hard. He tries so hard to be.
I gotta
liked,
defend Claptrap.
but
Unfortunately,
It was just an idea. It was just
No.
I think you were right to bring it up because I found him personally very annoying.
I would.
Well,
Yeah.
the whole point is for you to hate him.
On a
For
scale
you
of Mario to Jar Jar Binks, he's a solid Boogerman.
He is. Yeah.
Wait,
all
he's
the
better than
Boogermans.
Boogerman.
But no, I agree. If I had a Mount Rushmore for annoying characters, Claptrap would.
Claptrap would be on
He
there.
would be almost front and
Annoying
center.
mascots.
Yes.
That's next season, guys.
Yeah, right. Yep. So Boogerman, what are we thinking here?
I think he's
Let's,
worthy of the.
let's take a temperature of the room.
there.
What's our top 4 that we have right now?
Right now, we have Bubsy, Wild Woody, Croc, Alex Kidd, and Gex.
Honestly, I'm liking that.
I don't see him getting in there with those.
No, I think
heavy
Boogerman's
hitters.
cool, dude. He's
Okay,
cool.
yeah.
I think Boogerman's
immediately
rad.
disqualified
Alright.
then from it because
Fuck
if you didn't
yeah.
see school.
He's got that tiny,
It's a Boogerman.
tiny cape.
Now,
He's got that chest, and he does this with a booger on his finger.
nobody can see it because it's a podcast.
Yeah, he goes like this.
All right. Dylan.
Hetty.
Actually, I was going to bring up Hetty. I like Hetty.
Who's
I think
Hetty?
he's stupid as all hell looking, but the
He
game
throws.
looks very good.
He throws. He's like this
like-
zombie mummy character who throws his own head. It rules.
Is he
I
like
played
an
this on the
off-brand
Sega
fucking,
Genesis.
Rayman?
No, I don't think so.
He does kind of.
He's a
look like
puppet that
Rayman.
can throw his head at enemies.
It's a cool concept.
I've
It
played
is.
And I honestly like the fact that it's on like the Sega Greatest Hits collection for the Genesis. Like honestly, it does hold up. I played it. It's
He throws
good.
his head.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's just like a half zombie.
was a-
And
it was
he,
a
he
thing.
gets. He
It
gets,
kind of
like,
makes me think of. I haven't played that, and I haven't played this other game, but it kind of makes me think of Decap Attack.
Exactly. Yep.
the
Oh my
same-
God, that's what I was thinking
Chuck D.
of.
Head?
Chuck D. Head. That was who I was thinking of. I have no idea who Hetty is. Erase everything I just said. I was
So
thinking that's what it
Hetty's
was.
just made up.
I mean,
No, Dynamite Hetty's a real thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Hetty.
But you were thinking of Decap Attack.
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
Yeah,
Yep.
Decap Attack is he's interesting.
Decap Attack. I'm okay. So Someone's gonna have to show.
Wasn't Chuck D. Head on here?
No, Chuck Rock is because
Okay.
he chucks rocks and he's a caveman.
That's right. I forgot.
Caveman, he looks like a
Dynamite
caveman
Heady.
should look.
Okay.
Oh, I hate Chuck
Wow,
Rock's
I
design.
was so wrong. I get like these flashes of things that were so similar to what I've played before, and I was such an ADD kid. They put me on so much Ritalin that my memories fuse together. Oh yeah, I don't know what the fuck that is.
That's heady, man.
That's heady.
Because
The game is actually. I watched a review the other day. It looks awesome, actually.
It looks pretty cool.
I've played this.
It looks really awesome, but his character looks stupid as all hell to me. But
What's
the
he
game
like, a
looks
beak
great.
monster?
He's
throws his
got
head.
a floating head.
Yeah.
He looks stupid.
With a feather and a
He
bow
looks
tie.
real- a bow tie too, huh?
That's how you know how much health he's got. With the feather, actually. The feather changes colors depending on how much health you got.
It's kind of cool.
Kind of like
Wow.
a Spyro thing with the fairy.
I think I like
Ooh.
Dynamite Heady. Shit.
No, the game looks like super bright and colorful. It looks like reminds me of like Twin Bee or something.
Oh,
Somebody was comparing, when I watched the video on it, they're comparing some of the movement on a stage comparable to Yoshi's Island. 2 years before Yoshi's Island came out, the way the movement and everything was so like well polished.
oh, interesting. I know.
But I think he looks stupid as hell. But who looks stupider? Stupider? More stupid? Dizzy, the fucking egg guy?
Dizzy the Egg is terrible.
Anything
There you go.
Codemasters can go.
It's a unanimous on Dizzy.
Yeah, I even as a kid, I'm
Codemaster.
like, what the fuck is a Dizzy the Egg? Why
He's
is this
an
not?
egg?
Yeah.
He's a fucking egg.
With arms and legs,
Oh
so
my
he
God.
follows the design of every
Yeah,
other
this goes back
anthropomorphic
to the
mascot.
random object in the room.
Hold on.
Yeah,
In the
right.
kitchen this time.
Now, if you look up the cover to it, it says The Fantastic Adventures of Dizzy, starring Dizzy, the UK's #1 video game hero.
Ooh.
I guess it's kind of a big deal over there.
Says fucking who? He's wearing boxer gloves, and it looks like he's holding a telescope.
He's not very good at holding
No,
things, though.
He's not.
Plus, I thought this game was like
He's got
taboo
a
because
sword in this.
You thought it was taboo?
it was like never licensed by Nintendo. you
Oh,
know?
yes.
It was like one of those things, one of those games, the Codemaster deal.
Yeah, but it's still
Comerica or
played and
whatever.
it's very relevant.
What was it
I
on
thought
the
that was
UK
lame when I was like
Speculatron?
12 years old.
I think it's a very great candidate.
I would put him on.
You mean a can of egg?
Candidate.
Hey.
Sorry, that was
Candidate.
No,
I was
I-
stretching for
You
that
know,
one.
honestly, this only makes me think of. Do you guys remember the game Billy Hatcher for the GameCube? It was made by Sonic Team, and it was this kid named Billy Hatcher, and he rolled around an egg.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, pretty
Oh my
good.
god.
It was actually a pretty good game.
But as cool as Willie Beamish.
I don't know what that is. Who's that?
I was a Sega CD character. It was kind of like an adventure.
You know, I never owned that.
All right, we're gonna put him on. We're gonna bring Dizzy over because I
Okay,
think he deserves
yeah.
to be
Who are
in the
we
final
replacing?
consideration. Let's go with Chuck Rock. Now, anybody play the Chuck Rock games?
Aren't they decent?
I don't even know what that is.
Or average, at least.
He's a caveman.
He
Very
chucks
bad
rocks.
posture. Very bad posture.
Very big gut.
Very big gut. Yep.
It's the shitty take on Bonk, right? Or like lazy take.
If Bonk grew up and was in a rock band and had to fight Gary Gritter, it would be that.
Perfect.
And he had a beer belly.
Huge beer belly, which I can relate. But Chuck Rock, just looking at this caveman character, overweight, square jawed, just like jumping through a level, just hurts me.
You don't respect the overweight?
I don't mind that, but seeing him for a platformer jump around, I'm like,
Yeah.
his body does not do
He's
that.
got like scoliosis.
There's better caveman characters like Tomba.
Joe and Mac.
But he chucks rocks, get it?
Oh, geez, and this one he's a baby. It's
Yep,
a sequel.
see?
That's a son of Chuck. Ooh.
He had enough
You know-
sequels to have the baby game.
You know, when he really cleaned up and he got a little bit of money, he changed his name to Charles Stone.
Oh my god.
Oh my! You are done drinking. Jesus.
Wow, that's good.
You know what? I like the level design, artwork, and everything.
I'm curious because I've never touched this game. It does look really bad.
And the game is one thing, but Chuck Rock as a character.
I think it's just
But
a
he's supposed to
poor name design. Chuck Rock.
I think
That's
that's,
the
all
best
they
you
had
can come
back
up with?
then.
It's very clever to a kindergartner.
That's where they started with the name.
That's probably like the developer's son was probably like, "Hey, look at this drawing I drew. It's Chuck Rock," and he's like, "Genius."
Yeah. I
Oh
think
my
they had
God.
the name. And then like, that name's Dynamite.
That guy chucked a rock at me. Bing. I got this idea.
We got it.
Like a video game executive was getting pelted with rocks and entered the studio, and he's like, that gives me an idea.
Yeah. What are you guys thinking, Chuck Rock?
No.
He's not as bad as the other ones.
Honestly.
He's just very middle of the road.
He's so middle of the road. And he's also like, this was from the era where they wanted to make everything kind of like Ren and Stimpy or just silly stupid, and I'm not falling for it.
I like stupid.
You either got to be edgy or fart and burp around this time period.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, let's start.
Pepsi Man?
Well, let's talk about Pepsi Man.
Pepsi Man.
You're just running after collecting Pepsi?
Well,
and your big blue just...
Pepsi Man actually made his video game appearance in the Sega Saturn version of Fighting Vipers.
Okay.
He had a special fighting ability to quench one's thirst.
I feel like he can't be on the list because he's copyrighted him.
He had his own game on the PlayStation.
It's called Fair Use.
But he wasn't an original. He wasn't an original video game mascot. Is the issue?
I don't care. I like him.
Yeah, and also Coke
did
is
have his
way
own
better than Pepsi.
No, dog.
No, agree. That's the
Diet Pepsi.
Ugh.
Diet Pepsi.
Diet.
Wes, Pepsi or Coke?
Coke.
Kind of Coke it is.
Coke all the way.
Speaking of Coke, we just had a double raspberry marshmallow shake.
Whoa.
From Great Notion.
Nice.
Fuck
Oh.
you.
And maybe
sounds
if you're a
delicious.
good boy, Brad, I might have more to share with you.
I've actually been collecting some special beers that I've gotten from some other states to share with y'all as well as soon as I can drink again.
You're going to completely ruin
he's trying to
yourself
buy his
right
way
after.
in.
I'm going to make drinking an event like you said on the last Raw Dogs.
He's going to catch up quick, guys. And now we're on to the next beer, honestly.
I should, honestly.
How about these two here, 5 and 6? Awesome Possum and Rocky Rodent. Are these the same person?
No.
Is one worse than the other?
They are both pretty bad.
Both from 1993.
Awesome Possum. The goal of Awesome Possum is to teach kids about saving the environment. He collects cans and bottles from the levels he goes through to clean the environment up. He is frequently heard saying his catchphrase, "I'm so cool," while playing the game. Awesome Possum's a pretty bad mascot.
Why does Awesome Possum remind me of an appetizer from Chili's?
It was just a possum just blown up.
It's just an awesome blossom, please.
Have any of us been hungry enough that they would eat a possum?
I mean, if it was cooked properly, I'd eat the fuck out of a possum.
I would try it.
That's a dirty.
I need a guinea pig.
No, it's not. They're very sweet.
They are very sweet.
I'm not talking about the personality.
Well, I mean, like,
Has to be a
wanna...
charming pig.
I've thought about quitting pork because I look at pigs sometimes and I go, I see a soul.
But then you smell bacon.
Bacon's pretty,
bacon doesn't do it for me, man.
Wow.
What does it?
I'll take a nice loin cut over.
What about the loin cut?
Oh man, I'll take.
All right.
It's like a loin cut.
Speaking of Awesome
With the
Possum,
garlic
He
butter
sounds like
sauce.
an asshole.
we have Will from the Greenlit Podcast show, Sequel Cast. He did chime in about Awesome Possum. He said, "My personal Mount Rushmore of shame for worst video game mascots consists of Mappy from Mappy Land, the Master of Mischief from the Learning Company's Super Solver series of edutainment games. When you don't know your protagonist's face or give them a name, the villain becomes the mascot by default. Sketch Turner from Comic Zone, and finally, the worst of the worst, Awesome Possum from Awesome Possum kicks Dr. Machino's butt because if you have to say, 'I'm so cool' every few jumps, you just plain ain't cool." That's Will from Sequel Cast. Go check
That's
out
a good. That's a good point.
That's a really great comment.
What if he said it a few more times? It could be more convincing.
But he's right. If you have to say, "I'm cool,"
I'm so cool.
you're like the Leisure Suit Larry.
I mean, I say I'm cool like every day.
Is Leisure,
I mean,
it's called self-affirmation, buddy. That's all I'm
Leisure Suit Larry on this list.
And then people find out you play bass.
Oh, and then they're like, "He's cool."
Too soon. Sorry, man. Just kidding. I love bass. Boom.
How dare you?
Don't worry, I've seen Tom sing.
Yeah, it's horrible. Go check out Hazer. It's a good band. Seriously. Okay, Awesome Possum. Does it belong in the conversation?
And honestly, collecting cans and bottles is kind of cool. You should do it, kids. Like, pick them up off the ground.
Yeah, get on the highway, children.
We should all be more like Awesome Possum.
This guy might
Get a
take
big
over
sharp
Jack's
stick
in my
and get
book.
on the highway. He
sounds like a
glad
flat
I need a
asshole.
visual.
He looks like a bad guy too.
He does have a little mischief in his eyes.
Yeah, he does not.
Maybe he's like rabid.
But who's he going to fight? We need like a Dr. Robotnik. Call him Dr. Machino. I don't know.
I'm so cool. Fuck you. He looks like the asshole, in high school. He's like, I'm so cool.
He doesn't even look like a fucking possum.
No, he doesn't look like a possum.
Most
at all.
mascots don't look like
actually,
they're
yeah.
supposed to, though.
Sonic kind of looks like a hedgehog.
I've spray painted.
And then you asked about
He's got
Rocky
evil
Rodent.
eyes.
Yes.
Rocky Rodent. Well, he begins the game eating
Ice cream pun.
Please tell me he walks through like he has a whole jar of ice cream that he like adds his clothing or something.
He unintentionally eats an envelope of protection money from a restaurant where the guy is being given controlled by the mob.
Right.
So the mobsters steal his daughter. So the point of the game is rescue the daughter so you can get an all-you-can-eat buffet. And Rocky Rodent fights by collecting different hairstyles.
Wait. Okay.
He whips his hair back and forth.
Rocky Rodent is trying to save a guy's daughter.
Pie-Face Balboa's daughter.
Pie-Face Balboa, who was kidnapped because
Wearing shorts.
her father lost the protection money.
Because he accidentally ate it. The Rocky Rodent accidentally ate the money.
Oh, I love that setup.
It's kind of a fun setup.
Have you seen a picture? Have you seen
I
a
like
picture?
this story.
Yeah,
No, I haven't.
it's got a lot of pathos.
Oh yes. Here's one where the setup is a lot better than the actual execution. I think.
I really want to create like a grim dark Chuck E. Cheese game. Kind of looks like
Five Nights at Rocky Rodents.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're deciding Awesome Possum is not going on the.
No.
Neither of these are as
Neither
bad
of
as the
them
No,
other
I
ones.
think Rocky Rodent should be on there based on the storyline.
Yeah, and it's fun. Like depending on the different hairstyles you have, is how you you can use your mohawk like a boomerang.
Yeah.
You can
See,
get like
that's-
this long I don't even know, like some extensions. You whip it back and
I
forth
guess
to
we
attack
were
and
talking
swing.
about worst. We were talking about worst because that's
Yeah.
kind of cool.
Yeah,
that's
that's
cool.
actually a point.
That actually makes me want to play the game.
I see a lot of fan art right now about Rocky Rodent.
Fans only.
Rocky
And-
Raccoon.
I personally withdraw any other things that I would want to talk about. There's nothing else on here that I think are as bad, so it's all up to y'all.
You know, I put a few on here that I actually liked and that I've actually played. Sphinx is one of them. I think Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy is actually a fantastic, like, early 2000s platformer. I just put them on here because these were failed, kind of unpopular at the time.
But if you like them, not worst.
No, I know, but I didn't even. It didn't. I put them up because I didn't know if anybody had seen them. I hear Stubbs. Stubbs, the
Isn't
zombie.
Stubbs
in
cool?
I think Stubbs is cool.
I think it seems cool. I've
I
never
heard
played
the game
it.
is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard that there's a barbecue place called Stubbs.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I get their barbecue sauce a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then another one I liked was Blinks from Blinks the Time Sweeper.
Blinks 182.
Yeah. I said earlier that Microsoft was so desperate to have their own Mario killer, even in the early 2000s era, that they created things like Voodoo Vince.
Yeah. Voodoo Vince is cool.
Yeah, Voodoo Vince is apparently a pretty good game, which...
That's what, yeah.
There's like levels you have to find ways to hurt yourself to beat the boss. You have to go find weapons so you can stab yourself in the game, which is like such a cool because you have to, your
'cause
voodoo
he's a
doll.
voodoo
So
doll?
you have to like hurt yourself to hurt the enemies. Really cool concept.
That's kind of cool. That sounds like fun.
I know there's like an underground coalition of people trying to lobby to get Voodoo Vince to be rebooted or something of that nature.
The fact that it was stuck on the Xbox was its greatest.
Back to Blinks though. That's the same guy who came up with the design for Sonic the Hedgehog, Naoto Oshima.
It's really cool. It's this little orange cat, and he's got a vacuum cleaner, and he fights pigs. It's fucking awesome.
You have me like that is perfect.
Honestly, I played this multiple times at a friend's house, and it made me wish I had owned an original Xbox. I really wanted this video game, and man, it's actually a good design. But it is failed. It had a sequel.
Did it?
Yeah, it did. It had a sequel.
I know. I think Microsoft let the trademark expire.
They did, and maybe.
So would my fan fiction become reality now?
So you can buy it probably if THQ Nordic hasn't already bought it.
I just had to shout him out though, because I think for the most part, Blinks 2, Masters of Time and Space,
where he fights with the pigs.
He fights with a biker pig. Yeah,
it's called character development.
From Duke Nukem.
Okay. Ooh, the guitar's an Xbox. That's actually a really sick looking guitar.
I think Blinks is really cool. I had to shout out some of these characters though, because there were so many of these character action platformers that, like you were even saying, Dr. Muto.
Yeah.
You had a demo disc for that.
Yeah.
you wouldn't have never picked up Dr. Muto if you hadn't gotten that demo disc.
And let me tell you, I never did, and I had the demo disc.
See, but you remember it.
You guys still have it.
Kale the kangaroo. I have
heard
no
of
idea
it.
what the fuck that is.
I think I played it on someone's computer once. I think it was my grandfather's.
Congratulations being the only one.
We haven't talked about a bat who's an acrobat.
Yeah, Arrow's kind of a bigger name on the list.
Yeah.
I had that game when it was, fairly new. I grew up with it. Not a bad game, not a good game.
Okay.
Stupid game, stupid character.
That was
really,
Iguana? I always thought that was a Konami.
Really, really stupid character.
After the game came out, Universal bought the rights to it to make it their official mascot, but then Crash Bandicoot emerged and they sold it back because they're like, we got something better.
Okay.
That's how much faith they had in Arrow the Acrobat for a while.
Yeah.
There is a cult following
A
for
bat
this.
who's an acrobat.
Yeah.
We need to put Crash Bandicoot on the list.
No, Crash Bandicoot's cool.
He's got
Yeah,
pants.
Crash
on.
is cool.
Is he?
He had a megaphone.
Remember the commercials?
Remember when he just talked shit to, hey,
I like the
Mario.
commercials.
Hey,
Yeah.
Mario.
But
What
otherwise,
are you
he's
doing
just
hiding
a,
in that building?
he's just
I'm
a,
right
a
here.
crazed.
Suck
Yeah, he has the
my
megaphone.
The games are
dick.
good. The games are good though, Tom.
Yeah, that's subjective. But I agree.
They were good for the time. You even got.
We didn't grow up on the 3DO. We have different perspective on good games.
Yeah,
Yeah, we all weren't playing.
you
Way
grew
of
up
the
on good
Warrior.
games. I see what you're saying. Okay. Arrow probably not coming over. Or Josh.
It's also fun to mention that there was a spin-off from Arrow the Acrobat where the bad guy, like Knuckles, kind of got his own spin-off, and it was Zero the Kamikaze Squirrel.
Yes.
And he actually wears
my
like the
God.
Japanese headband and
Yep.
crashes a ship at the start of the game. I'm like, this is a little insensitive.
Yeah, that's a little. That's a lot.
Zero.
Yeah.
It's history though, Brad.
So
you gotta have
okay,
perspective.
The
Josh,
Kamikaze Squirrel.
Josh, Arrow the Acrobat. You seem to have a strong. You were just like, no, it's a shit pile.
He's a shit pile. The game isn't bad, but it's not good. But
I don't think that qualifies him then, because if his game is pretty good, I don't know. Because I deleted some of my own.
Is he
just
lame?
now.
I think Bomberman's
Is he?
worthy.
Is he one?
I don't think
Bringing up
he's
Bomberman.
terrible.
He really has something against Bomberman.
I think
really
he looks
don't
like a
understand.
fucking asshole, like a cute asshole.
Well, you
Really
just said the word
lame
cute, so
artwork.
that automatically
Lame
disqualifies him.
We've seen
means
some
you
cute
like him.
assholes.
No, I play a game.
I've
I
never
like it.
described an asshole as
Okay,
cute.
guys.
Okay.
Have you seen April O'Neil?
I have. It's not cute. It's hot.
Wes,
Sizzle.
Nathan Drake. Give us your pitch.
Yeah, I just never have connected with the character, and I was like, the game, I feel like if I like the games, I've played all four of them, beat all four of them, but he's just kind of a tool to me, and I think the games could have been like, if they had the games did great, I just think he's a odd character
You
for
didn't
an
like
action.
his smarmy attitude.
There's a lot
His,
more
like,
tools these days.
I'm a smart ass.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, that would have been like an epic Rambo game.
That's true.
I actually, they talk a lot about the ludonarrative dissonance in these games. Like the fact that you're this like kind of smarmy, kind of like charming, handsome guy, and then you kill 300 million people in a single round, and it's just like, oh, I'm supposed to like this dude.
Stone Cold Killer.
I never really connected with him until midway through the second game. And then he clicked, but the entire first game I said, man, fucking take it or leave it. The only reason I liked him is because I liked Nolan North. Like, that was the carry through, for me at least.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a saving grace, especially the first game.
I don't know. I liked every other character in that game better. I liked Sully. I liked Elena. Nathan never hit until they really gave him a down and out moment where he really had to have some self-reflection. And I'm like, oh, this is the humanity of this character. Otherwise, I honestly found him really stupid in the first one. I'm like, all right. Also, they had those commercials. Well, my girlfriend was playing Uncharted with me the other day, and she thought it was a movie. And then she's hot, and she's blonde, she sits down, and she's like, what movie is this? And he's like, it's this new movie called Uncharted. Like, your girlfriend's dumb.
Oh, man.
Not wrong.
Yeah, I mean, truly. It's funny, for Uncharted 3, I still tell people about it. There's a commercial with Harrison Ford, and it's literally him with a controller, and it's him watching like demo reels. He's not actually playing it, but he's like, "Wow, it looks real." Meanwhile, he's got like
Where's my check?
He's got his stupid earring in, and he's high as fuck.
And I mean, speaking about Nathan Drake, just talking about some other Naughty Dog, I also think Jack is a really failed mascot for the PlayStation 2 and 3.
You would include Jack?
Jack and Dexter's a great, like, I like the games, but they never really knew who Jack was. Dexter was pretty solid, but Jack kind of had to go through an edgelord phase.
They reinvented him a couple times.
Every game they reinvented him, and honestly, Jack was a pretty boring design, just like a little elf ears and light green hair and a blue shirt.
Yeah, but I feel like
Dexter carries all of the weight for that.
So many games.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is tough. We're in a tough place here, guys.
If they had a good mascot,
PS5.
if they would have had a good like character heading Jack and Dexter, it could have been a much bigger franchise. But I think Jack was just an uninspired character.
Ratchet and Clank. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I like Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet and Clank are great.
Oh yeah.
I don't like when you read the list off last time for the Mount Rushmore. I was completely satisfied. I don't see anything on here that can replace what we have because I think truly that these are the representatives.
What do we have again?
Well, we got to whittle that down. But does anybody have any strong opinions about any of the ones we haven't talked about? I think we got Alfred Chicken, Chuck the Head, Titus the Fox.
I think it's time to whittle it down.
Yeah,
and we got to start carving that stone.
All right.
What else do we have? We have Cameo from Cameo Elements of Power. That was a failed game. However, it is what it is. I really don't give a shit about it. And then
I like Cameo.
And Ty had a few sequels. I don't think he deserves a spot. A lot of people really like Ty.
Is that Ty the Tiger?
Ty the Tasmanian Tiger.
I just like the one advertisement where it was like Sonic crashing Spyro in a hospital, like covered in bandages head to toe. And it's like, there's a new guy in town. It was Ty the Tasmanian Tiger holding a boomerang. That was like, that one like page ad. It was a print ad.
Yeah.
That one print ad. I'm like, this guy's so cool. I'm never playing it.
All right.
Brad went to school talking Australian.
All right, guys.
Good day, kids.
So we've reached the final round here. Right now we have 6 candidates. We need to whittle it down to 4. We have Bubsy, Wild Woody, Croc, Alex Kidd, Gex, and Dizzy. So these are.
I think for sure, Alex Kidd has to be on there.
You feel strongly about that?
I think based on his history and based on how dumb he is, it's just a little blonde boy. He has to be on the list. I think that he's the most uncreative, like unambitious. Like the fact that they
Croc
even tried.
Is pretty
Jason
uncreative.
Kidd's father.
Croc is pretty.
I like the idea of like him, Gex, Croc, and Bubsy, because I think they're all recognizable and they're, you know what I mean? Like I think most gamers will recognize.
You mean Dizzy the Egg is not good enough for you?
Yeah, I just think like
how do you?
There's a point where
it's going to be a circle on the mountain.
So where's the point where it's so bad that no one recognizes?
Think of the workers.
Well,
how easy it's
but like someone's like, hey, look at all these characters. Who the fuck is the pencil?
Hold on. Objections from the senator from Wisconsin.
Sustained.
I would like to see Wild Woody up there.
Really?
Wild Woody.
Nobody knows who
He's a fucking pencil.
I think he's good.
No, that's why I want him up there. He's terrible.
I think
Apparently
he's
the
not
game
as bad
sucks.
as Dizzy.
So Gex is up there. Would anyone disagree?
Gex needs to be up there.
I would not disagree.
Actually don't. I got
Gex and Alex Kidd.
Personal. I got Alex Kidd, Croc. I got Dizzy, and who else do I got here? I got another guy here. We'll go with
So
that.
can we?
Yo,
I think
Croc,
Gex for
Alex
sure.
Gex.
I think we're all in agreement. Gex. Yep.
Gex is on.
As long as Gex and Bubsy are on there, I agree on Croc. Gex and Bubsy are the two that I need to put my feet down.
Yeah, I think Bubsy. Anybody disagree that Bubsy should not be on it? Anybody?
He's apparently the most hated one. I think
He needs to be the one at the very front. He needs to be George Washington on that motherfucker.
I will defer, and I will say Bubsy can be on it.
Oh shit! Thanks, Dylan. Okay, we have Wild Woody, Croc, Alex Kidd, or Dizzy.
Well, we already I think we agreed on Alex Kidd.
Alex Kidd.
Do we? Okay.
Yeah, Alex Kidd for sure.
Alex Kidd, yeah.
What do you think, Wes?
All right, we got one more.
Who should the other one be?
It's between Croc and Wild Woody.
I think it would be so funny to have a pencil up there.
Isn't that funny?
Croc is he's not terrible. He's just not good. Wild Woody is actively terrible.
He's wild
and if you listen to the way he speaks and the way his mouth moves while he speaks in those early CGI cutscenes.
I'm gonna watch this when I get home.
He rubs his ass on everything.
Dude, it's so crazy watching him just like rub his ass to
He does it like that. Brad actually did the exact
But
motion.
I will say, I know
Maybe he's amazing.
maybe there is some love for this character, and I know he's an egg. Dizzy fucking sucks.
Yeah, I think Dizzy belongs.
Yeah, but Humpty Dumpty's an egg
I take
too.
Dizzy over Gex.
But Humpty Dumpty's not
There's
Dizzy.
not
Dizzy didn't have
pencil sat on a wall.
Dizzy didn't have
And he had a great
sunglasses
fall.
like Gex.
Right.
And nothing happened because he's a big wooden pencil.
But I do like the pencil.
Listen, can we break for one moment for you to watch the opening of Wild Woody in order to change your mind? I'm bringing evidence to the stand. If the pencil does not fit, you must acquit.
All right.
Okay, he's doing it.
Sega CD intro.
This is happening. Whoa, that's a badass pencil. I think Dylan, you can vibe with this guy.
You got a name, Leadhead. Call me Woody.
Like a guitar just shredding.
This is horrible.
Have escaped my control.
He's so bad he's good. I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen, I rest my case. I need to draw.
That was so horrible.
I'm literally going to be drawing the Mount Rushmore, and all I'm going to tell you is that I want to draw Wild Woody.
Well, you can do solo Wild Woody artwork just for the sake of Woody.
Yeah.
But you
I will vote Wild Woody as the fourth. That's where my vote goes.
I second.
I'm good with it.
So you got
4 for Wild Woody, 2 without. We've won the majority.
Yeah, that's Electoral College. We won.
Yes,
we did.
Right. As the protesters storm in, the vote was stolen.
Get out of here! Go!
The vote
go.
was stolen.
Is Dizzy on this list?
No.
Nope.
No. Dizzy didn't make
What
it.
we got?
Dizzy-
Neither did
Alex
Croc.
Kidd, Bubsy,
Gex
Croc?
and Wild Woody.
Yep.
I would take Dizzy over Gex.
Gex is so
No,
bad.
Gex gets
No,
in.
I think Gex is just.
Gex is
permanent
iconic.
stain.
Whatever.
Gex is the Teddy
culture.
Roosevelt.
When he tells you not to drink tap water at Jerry Garcia's house 30 times in one level, you know it's gold.
Yeah. All right, so here we go.
Oh my God.
The Mount Rushmore of the worst video game mascots ever, 2021. We have Gex, Bubsy, Alex Kidd, and Wild Woody. Your wall of shame, your mountain of shame.
We did it.
It's beautiful.
We came together as a team, guys.
And Dylan Hoff is the President of the United States of America.
God help us
And
all.
Dizzy,
With his
the
Vice
egg, is the
President,
vice
Bradley
president.
Ward.
I'll take it.
Okay.
All right. Well, all y'all listening, let us know your Mount Rushmore. That'd be great. I would like to share one last comment from Brian Auer from Chat of the Wild, awesome Zelda podcast from the Greenlit Network. He said, I think Bubsy has to be in there by virtue of his surprisingly sustained relevance. I wonder if putting Arrow or Gex on there is just rubbing salt in. A lot of these platformers did make it past a sequel or two, and highlighting them feels like poking at them just to poke. Sonic should be in there. The whole thing is his fault anyways. Or is it Mario's?
The whole thing is his fault anyways.
Yeah. Or is it Mario's fault? Or does it go back to Namco / Pac-Man? It's someone's fault, but Sonic should be up there. He's an empty shell at this
They didn't
point.
aim to make any of those
Mario up.
characters
Thank you, Brian.
icons.
I brought up Sonic.
You did.
I brought him up.
See? Like minds.
Pac-Man was an icon.
Now, hold on. No.
Pac-Man's a great fucking...
No,
I'm
now
not saying
hold
he's
on.
not a great character. He's a great
now,
character.
Now, hold on.
He's a masterpiece.
The
He's
difference,
named after a pizza.
the difference is intention.
I like pizza.
When this character was created,
from
was
Real
it
World.
created because you wanted the character to look like this, or was it because that was your limitation and you dealt with it?
I just want to go fast. I don't give a fuck.
So you would have loved Wheelie the Wheel?
I mean, they took
That's
some...
not a bad game if you played
in
it.
the art designs of Pac-Man, they did take some liberties versus what he looked like.
For the sides of the machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, but that's how you draw people in. That was different back then because people weren't playing video games
I
the
was
way they
different
are now.
back then.
You were different.
I was really
He was only 35.
That's right. I was
God,
35
fuck.
when I was born. I could run for president.
Damn, dude.
All right. Well, Rob and Wes, man, thank you guys so much for joining us. I hope
Yes,
you had
thank you so much
for
for
having
having
us.
us.
had a great time. It was good to talk and
We miss
see
you.
guys.
Sure.
Again. We really do. Honestly, miss you guys.
Well,
and
dude, hopefully this year MGC. We can go to the Drafty Cellar. We can freaking go to Eagle Park.
Dude, absolutely.
Awesome. Yeah.
That's the goal.
And I would love personally to drive down with Dylan and the podcast stuff, and we could record a Raw Dogs there live, and then also maybe like do a collab with the Grid.
That'd be sweet.
I feel like you said that 2 years ago.
Then COVID happened, and then like traveling became kind of a faux pas. But
yeah,
I don't know.
I'm really up for anything at this point. Daddy's got to find himself a good job, though.
Anything. Guys, where can people get a hold of you and get into the...
we're Gaming Off the Grid on YouTube. That's where we put out videos. We're also on Twitch, and then we're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, blah, blah, blah. Social media.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
We make videos about video games and beer. So if you like Hair of the Dog, you'll like us.
You guys were fantastic. I really enjoyed talking to you. This is my first conversation with them, to be completely honest.
Yeah, what do you guys think?
Hopefully we get to hang out sometime, man.
Yeah, man. I would love to hang out with you guys. You guys are cool.
They can't stop
for
us.
the longest time, I thought it was just a 3-piece.
Hey, I'm the fourth piece.
We use the fourth piece, yes. And we want to thank all you for listening. We really appreciate it. Someone take us out. Where can people go to find us and support us? Dylan.
You can find us on patreon.com at Hair of the Dogcast. And we have got a bunch of different tiers. Listen, it's like what Tom said earlier on. If you don't have the money to give us, please at least tell your friends about us. Like, review, subscribe, the whole entire game. The further you go up in the tiers, the more benefits you get. We'll shout you out. And if you donate enough, we'll even hang out with you. If you want that.
Good price,
if you fucking
right,
want
man.
it.
Yeah.
But honestly,
Who knows
my advocation will be to take care of yourself and make sure you're doing what you're going to do. We love shout outs, and if you leave us a nice review, we'll read it on the podcast.
Yeah, and mostly like if you want to dictate what we talk about, if you want to choose an episode, it's pretty cheap. So support us.
And we're up for pretty much anything. So
truly.
Tom's always up for anything.
Always. And if you want to write into us, which you should, because we do want to hear your Mount Rushmores and your comments on everything we talked about today, go to hairthedogcast@gmail.com. Visit us on the Facebooks. We're Twitter at HotDogcast. And I don't know. We're places, man. We're places. Listen to the Raw Dogs.
All over the world.
Yeah, Raw Dogs is talking
Wide
about.
web.
We're talking about the lore of Mega Man next week, so check that out.
There's a lot of...
I can't believe there's no lore. All right. All of us here at the Dogcast. Wes, Rob, you guys have been awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks for having us, guys.
You got it.
Thanks for coming on.
And
Loved
thanks
having
for
you.
listening. We'll see you next time. Oh, I tried to do like that.
I'm so cool.
Don't drink tap water at Jerry Garcia's house.
I don't know what that means.
That's a Gex line.
Okay.
I wrote a bunch of them.
All right, no more gags. It's over.